What is going on and what's up, everybody? We appreciate all of you guys being here. We appreciate every single one of you guys that are already in the chat. Who was that? Sorry, I messed that up again. Who was that said the violin?
Kenny Pierce.
Nah, Kenny, you have no idea. That violin, bro, is something vicious that D Sharp does. If you guys want to know who that is, that's D Sharp over there. D Sharp has a YouTube channel and he covers variety of different music on his violin. And bro, I'm telling you, when I first heard him do "Pray for Me" and all the stars, all the stars, I believe it is. Shit, I was like, this dude is tough.
That whole Black Panther album.
Yeah, this dude is tough. So, yeah, anyway, appreciate you guys being here. D Stizzle, we see you. Black Claw, see you. Kenny Pierce, see you. Andre, what's up, bro? DJ F and Nice. We've got Miss Makiba. We appreciate you coming back and seeing you here. We've got John Connor that said, I love you guys. John, it's reciprocated. We love you too, bro. Appreciate you. And Miss Makiba knows D Sharp goes in. Yeah, bro, like D Sharp goes in. He goes in. Like, I encourage everyone, literally, if you liked what you just heard in that opening, go listen to him. Like, bro is dope. Yes, yeah, D Stizzle, yeah, that's the guy we're talking about. But anyway, we are here with you guys to discuss a few things. We are going to discuss our top 3 topics. And just so you guys know, on Fridays is the big show. Fridays is the show where we have the 4 to 5 topics plus the little off the top things. But on the Monday through Thursday shows, it's just the 3 topics. So we've got the 3 topics to go over with you guys. But before we get into any of that, as I always say, if you guys are interested in joining our Discord, you can do so. The link should be down below in the description. If it's not, let me know and I will make sure it gets in the chat. But you can join that link there, or click that link and join the Discord there. And once you join, you can send us anything that you feel we should be discussing. If there's a topic or something you see that you want us to discuss, you can send that in that link there, and we'll discuss it here on the show. And also, I've seen so many people saying, you guys should do call-ins. You guys should do a thing where people can call in and talk about some of the things that you guys are wanting to talk about. And it's something we have done, we've done it once before. But this is something that I definitely want to do with you guys. I want to have you guys coming on and sharing your opinions, voicing your opinions, not just through the chat, but also voicing your opinions, through a live call. So we'd love to do that with you guys. So again, in order to do that, if you would like to be a part of that, you got to join the link or join the Discord by clicking the link down in the bio there. And like I said, if it's not there, I'll make sure it gets in the chat. But the things that we're going to talk about today, the top 3 topics, we're going to talk about the Thunderbolts are going to start shooting this summer. We're going to discuss some things that David Arbor had to say in regards to the Thunderbolts. We're also going to discuss how as much as I was not, just because I hated Wakanda Forever doesn't mean I wasn't conscious during the film. I was conscious. I know the things that happened. So obviously there are ramifications for Wakanda and the wider MCU as far as the United States and then Wakanda being looked at as a threat. So the Thunderbolts playing a part in that. We'll talk about that. We're going to talk about David Zaslav saying that there's not going to be he was interviewed and he was asked about the future of the DCU, and he said that James Gunn and Peter Safran are about done with their 10-year plan for the new universe that they are building, and he said no, there are not going to be 4 Batmans. So I'm like, okay, that's the fuck, bro. So I'm trying to figure out how they're doing that, but we're going to get into that. And the last thing we're going to talk about is going to be Angela Bassett coming out, and this is credible. This is not, she spoke with in an interview, and this is being covered by Variety and many other outlets, that she objected to having Queen Ramonda killed in the film. Again, this is something we talked about in the plot leaks. We knew that she was going to die. So we're going to get into that. We're going to get into what she thought about that, and of course we're going to get into what I thought about that, what Q thought about that, because that is the moment that I walked out. So we'll get on that, and we'll talk about all that stuff. But before we get into that, Q, how was your today's Tuesday? I think today's Tuesday. How was your Tuesday?
Oh, it was a lot better than my Monday.
Oh, yeah.
Because the reason I wasn't here yesterday is because, I was driving on the highway. I guess I had like a coolant leak and engine started smoking and everything. So I was like, damn. Went to refill the coolant and everything, and turns out like my water outlet had busted and everything. So it's just I was no
All
car
back.
for the day, but I got it fixed in a day and everything. So today was a lot better. It's just I can't believe it's already getting this cold down here.
No, it's freezing.
But
I hate. That's why. So Q can tell you, I have a space heater going right now. I'm already anemic because I'm super small as it is, and winter does not agree with my body mass, and I can't. So I
thought global
freeze.
warming was on
Yeah, I freeze.
opposite side, but it's cold as shit already. Like,
yeah.
I wake up at like 7 a.m. every morning and take my dogs outside, and I used to do it just in my shorts, no shirt or anything. Now I go out there, socks, hoodie, coat, blanket wrapped around. It's freezing.
It is freezing, and that is Oklahoma for you. Last week it was hot.
Yeah,
now
last week
it's
it was hot
freezing.
and windy and dry. Now it's wet, cold, and dark.
Yeah. Miss Makiba, appreciate you. She did say the Discord link is in there, so you guys can click that link there. And we see some few other names. Ant-Man 1991, appreciate you being here. That's your friend is
Namir, big
Namir, right?
Yes, sir. Stock up.
And then Oaktown A said, so Angela Bassett questioned her character being killed, but she was fine with T'Challa being killed off. You know what? We're gonna get into it, but understand this, guys. These actors and actresses, when they go into for these films, they do interviews. There is an embargo for them too, basically. If you want to call it that, we can call it that. They're under contract. There are certain things that they can and cannot say. I am very interested, once the contracts lift, to see what Angela Bassett really thinks of this film.
Yep.
And Martin Freeman, because if you remember, his interview was the only telling interview that any of the cast gave, where he was kind of hesitant on really what he wanted to say. I'm sure that he kind of sounded like he wanted to say, "Nah, bruh, stay home." so yeah, we're gonna get into that though. We're gonna get into that.
Out.
Yeah, and then we got official Liam G that said, "Hey guys, appreciate you being here, Liam." We got Oaktown A that said, "Now you know how we felt exactly." And then we've got Connoisseur's Triple Salute that said, "Of course she did, yes sir." And we've got Mano at 215 in here. We appreciate you being here, bro. Said Wakanda Forever was trash. One-time watch for me. Yep, same. The plot was too rushed and forced. Yes, sir. I will never again in the entirety of my life view that film. Ever.
Yeah. I want to see Namor. I'll look it up on YouTube and watch his little clips. But that movie won't be getting turned on just simply because it's not good.
If I want to be sad, I will put on some sad music.
Sad, it's just not good. Like, it's just depressing and bad.
Yeah. We've got Lil Raj 0909 that said the movie has tanked 73% weekday sales. Second weekend will put the box office to test. The numbers from Cinema Score doesn't look good. Yeah, not only that putting it to test, but Way of Water is really going to put that shit to test. I mean, I know Way of Water didn't come out until December, and Wakanda Forever is going to have been out for a while before Way of Water comes out. But it's still going to be in theaters, and by the time Way of Water comes out, we're really going to see those numbers drop dramatically. And I don't even want to say, by the time Way of Water comes out. And yes, No Way Home was different, vastly different, but... And you look at Thor Love and Thunder. Thor Love and Thunder, as trash as that shit was, it's still banked. I think they made like 700 million?
Yeah.
Something like that? Yeah, so I still think it'll still get some views, but when Way of Water comes out, ain't nobody walking into a funeral.
Yeah, no.
Miss Makiba said, the way the machine works, they'll nominate her for the freaking Oscar after offing her in this movie. Oh yeah, bro. Like, that's something we've heard too. We've talked about that about Angela Bassett. The phenomenal. I'm not going to shortchange her. I'm going to give credit where credit's due. The phenomenal performance that she gave, that she did give in Wakanda Forever, despite the tone of the film, she gave a phenomenal performance. The UN performance she gave at the beginning of the movie, when you see her talking to the UN, the performance she gave in the throne room, like the scene that we got from the trailer, Have I Not Given Everything, bro? That had I not already been disgusted, that could have brought tears too. But I was just like, yeah. But no, it was I definitely see her not possibly, I definitely see them giving her something like that, giving her an Oscar, and it would be her first Oscar, which is wild. Ant-Man 1991 said T'Challa dying was one of the things, but Ramonda's death hurt my soul. Yes, sir. Like I said, I walked the fuck out. I grabbed my shit and I said, yeah, bro, Black Death's not fun to me. I'm not watching this.
Bro came back with a small popcorn. It's like he just left to do something.
Yeah, I went to my car. I went to the bathroom, put my shit up, contemplated, do I really want to buy a $7 popcorn? I was
Bought
like, yeah.
small.
Yeah. So anyway, yeah,
I need
guys.
something for the rest of this fucking shit show.
Yeah, exactly. And we got One Life Jay. Appreciate you being here. Like I said, appreciate all you guys being here. But we're gonna dive into this, and then we'll interact with you guys too. So let's see here. Let's start with the Thunderbolts project. Let me move this over. My apologies. So, looks like the Thunderbolts, the Thunderbolts is a project that I was interested in before D23. But then when that cast got shown at D23, I was like, oof, why is this our... Yeah, I was like, why is this our Thunderbolt? But I've come to, honestly, I'm like, okay, I'm going to give this cast, this roster, a chance. Because there are people within the roster that I do like Yelena. I do like David Harbour's Red Guardian, what he did with it in Black Widow. I was never a fan of Ghost, and not Ghost in Ant-Man 2. I was not a fan. I'm not a fan of Ant-Man 2. Of course, I love Bucky. Don't know what the fuck he's doing on the Thunderbolts.
See,
U.S. Agent.
I don't know. Keep going.
U.S. Agent.
We'll talk about that.
He's not. U.S. Agent was okay, but anyway, the roster was what the roster is. And then we also had that thing come out where in the space or the URL code on the Marvel website for the Thunderbolts, I guess at the end of it had Zemo or something like that, which had people speculating that Zemo is still going to be a part of the Thunderbolts, and that was something that a lot of us, including myself, I was like, wait a minute, you're doing the Thunderbolts, you're not having Zemo, but that looks like Zemo may still possibly be a part of the Thunderbolts if that's something that they're going to do. But overall, I'm still pretty interested. I'm still pretty interested in what they're going to be doing with the Thunderbolts, but they did come out, and David Harbour, actually, I'll go with what David Harbour said first. I'll show you guys. David Harbour came out and it said this is what the top part said. He said he also spoke about some of the cool things. I'm sorry. I gotta bring that over here. Alright. There we go. He also spoke about some of the coolest things that they are bringing into the film, while also praising his fellow cast members and their characters. It's really cool. We introduce a thing that's super cool. It's vital. I'm psyched that Julia Louis-Dreyfus' character is going to be in a bigger way explored. One of the things you'll probably know is that me and Florence dynamic will be there and explored in a way that's really cool. But all of these guys, Sebastian's character, Wyatt's character, I just love the mercenary element in the MCU. MCU has always been sort of elevated in a certain way. Captain America, even Iron Man. Although he has egos, are always... somebody made a typo. Are always in for the right reasons, or ultimately does the right thing. And I like these guys who are a bunch of losers, or a bunch of guys who can't quite get it right. And so far, what they've pitched me feels really cool. So I don't know what the MCU is going to do with the Thunderbolts. I don't know if they're going to, how... Well, let me put it this way first. Like I said, I wasn't just because I really strongly hate Wakanda Forever, I was still very much aware of what was going on. And one of the things that was established was that because Wakanda refused to tell the existence of Namor and Talokan because of Namor's fucking threat, that now puts Wakanda in a position to where, like at the beginning of the film in the UN, where the UN was saying, well, why aren't they sharing, vibranium and something that they're supposed to be doing, or should we be looking at Wakanda as a threat? Well, now with all the events that have happened with outposts being attacked, U.S. soldiers being attacked, U.S. mercenaries, FBI agents, whatever, being attacked by the people of Talokan, and the United States, assuming that it's the people of Wakanda, now puts Wakanda under the microscope of the United States, as putting them as a threat. And this is something that, not a theory that I've come up with, but it's a theory that is going around, that this is all going to tie not just into Wakanda. We won't just probably see Wakanda in the Thunderbolts, but we will more than likely even have this tying into Captain America 4 New World Order. Because also, this was something else that came out, is that, the character description for Thunderbolt Ross, and it reads here, Thunderbolt Ross, or Harrison Ford's Thunderbolt Ross character description has been revealed in Captain America New World Order. In this film, the former Lieutenant General of the United States Army and Secretary of State, now President of the United States, using radiation stipend transformed Ross into the Red Hulk. So, when we knew that the Red Hulk was obviously coming in, because with the Thunderbolts and everything going on like that. So from what I can surmise from this, it looks like they're going to be adapting the Dark Reign comics. This is something we've talked about a little before, not a lot. We didn't go heavy on it, but we did talk about it, and we kind of talked about where they could be going with the Thunderbolts in the past. And one of the things that I had brought up was the Dark Reign comics, and how, even at the end of the Secret Invasion comic, instead of Thunderbolt Ross, it's Norman Osborn. It looks like the MCU is just going to be replacing Norman Osborn with Thunderbolt Ross. And in the comics, Norman Osborn and the Thunderbolts come in, save the day. I'm skipping to the end of this. Come in, save the day, and it's Norman Osborn that ends up killing the Skrull Queen. And then officially becoming head of them, doing away with S.H.I.E.L.D., them doing away with everything else, and it just being the Thunderbolts. So it looks like, and I can honestly see this playing out well within the story that they've already set up, because you've already got Thunderbolt Ross, who has been against the Avengers since day one, especially since the Sokovia stuff, when he came in and made the Sokovia Accords and everything like that. So you've got him coming in, and he's always been big on symbols, big on what people, big on standing for what you believe in and who you are and all this kind of stuff. But he's never been really big on, the superhero type deal. Especially, again, with the Sokovia Accords and his tension with Cap and now with Sam. And if you remember, Julius Ona did come out and say, I think it was last week, that tensions between Thunderbolt Ross and Sam are going to be high within the film, because if you take it back to Civil War, him having Sam locked up on the raft and everything like that. So it is pretty interesting. It's interesting where they could possibly be going with this. I do believe because in the comic it looks like the MCU is just going to replace Wakanda with New Asgard, because it's New Asgard that the siege takes place in, and it looks like, for the story that's currently going on in the MCU, it makes sense. It does make sense. Your thoughts when you hear what were you going to say earlier?
No, just when I think of the Thunderbolts and everything, the one thing that did stand out in Black Panther to me was Val because I did not know Val was going to be in it.
No.
And so it's just everything, the way she was written in that made it seem like she already has her eye on Wakanda and everything, because she said she bugged Zuri's beads, so that means that she was already there watching everything happen and stuff. And then the way she was just talking to Ross and everything and told him and then arrested him basically, and she's been listening to his conversations with Ramonda and everything.
Right.
I just think something that she's wanting to do with the Thunderbolts is that something she said is imagine what she could do with all that vibranium and stuff. So I think that something with the Thunderbolts we could be seeing is them going to Wakanda to try to steal vibranium or something. But a reason Bucky could be there, I just think Bucky's there as just some kind of plot device or something, because knowing he relates to Wakanda, but he might have to follow through with this mission and everything, so then he could, I don't know, it's just he could be written in a different way in that. So the first thing when I think of Thunderbolts is just something they're going to steal vibranium from Wakanda or some shit like that.
Right.
But I saw the theories earlier and everything on how their vibranium and Wakanda is going to be related to the new Captain America and everything. But it's just, if you really think about it, the Thunderbolts might not be the best here. I know they're supposed to be villains and stuff like that, but they have a lot of power in the government and everything. So I don't see a reason why the Thunderbolts won't be putting a couple of the heroes through hell at least. Sam, he should go through hell with General Ross or whatever. Whoever's in Wakanda or whatever, I think if M'Baku's the king over there, he should be struggling whenever he gets this little. Because he's going to be getting raided by if this were to happen, it'd be a Black Widow, a Bucky, if he had to, and shit like that. So it's I don't know. I I think I'm gonna have to wait and see because I'm still pretty interested in what they're gonna do with it. But
Right.
I'm just glad that I know everything we do is recast T'Challa and everything, but I'm just super glad they did go ahead and decide to recast William Hurt and everything because the Red Hulk is super pivotal in what we're doing. It's just I don't see how they would have done it without him. So, I know we're always knocking him, but kudos to Marvel
and see, that's
for
the thing with that.
recasting him.
Yeah, that's the thing too. It's not so much that we are knocking Red Hulk. It's the fact because I as I said when he was cast, I want to see Harrison Ford playing. He is, like I said, he's that grumpy old man. Get the fuck off my lawn, or I'll shoot you. And I want to see his take on Thunderbolt Ross. Thunderbolt Ross is already that grumpy old man anyway. You couple that with Harrison Ford, I think it'll be brilliant. And I really think that having the only thing that I don't like, and I'm not gonna get into this because I'm gonna reserve my feelings for this as it gets closer to the film and as the plot leaks come out, as we see what Sam's involvement is. Because the only issue I might have with this, with adding Dreyfus, with adding the Thunderbolts, with adding possibly seeing Wakandans maybe like an Io or a Koye, maybe Io. Seems like Io's the one that we always see in cameos and things and other.
How does that? Not to even revert back, but how do you think it works now with the Koye? She got fired and then the Queen dying. You think she's a part of the Dora Milaje or anything since Shuri made her that suit, or what do you think she's gonna do now?
No,
if anything, because her, Io, and Anika showed up, or the ones that showed up in the Falcon and the Winter Soldier, or not that the Falcon.
No, it was Falcon and Winter Soldier.
Yeah,
but Okoye wasn't. Io was there. But my issue then is, like I said, you're adding all these people in. I hope it does not take away from Sam. That's all I'm gonna say right now. I'm not gonna go deep in on it because I need to see a plot. I need to see what they're doing. I need to see footage or behind the scenes pictures, footage, whatever. But when we talk representation, I hope that it's not I hope for everybody saying, well, you still got Sam Wilson. We'll see. I hope that it's not a film that they are nerfing Sam to where it's all the focus is, because she's already going to have to share the screen with Harrison Ford. So
that's what I was about to say too. To add on to that, really, if anything, we can just hope that them adding all these great supporting actors and cast and everything will only help him in his performance and everything. Because I
certainly hope so.
If he shares a screen with Harrison Ford and whoever else they put in there, I don't even want to get back to that and everything. I'm not even going to say that. So, yeah, but if he shares a screen with Harrison Ford and if they bring over just one member of the Dora Milaje, or even if they have in Val, who they just had in Wakanda Forever and everything, they all can act. They've all been cast well. So, if they give him a supporting cast, hopefully what their plan is to just give him that supporting cast, like I said, and not take away from him in his main movie.
Yeah, for sure. And, from what it seems like, too, for him to be president, the current president in the MCU would have to... The speculation is either that the current president of the MCU is a Skrull, or he's going to either die in Secret Invasion. He's either going to be revealed as a Skrull in Secret Invasion or die in Secret Invasion, prompting for for Harrison Ford's Thunderbolt Ross to become the president of the United States. And from my knowledge, correct me if I'm wrong, from my knowledge, in the comics, that's never happened. Thunderbolt Ross was never president. But I'm not saying, that's not me saying that it has to be comic, because I don't care, but to a degree. But that's an interesting twist that they're making there. And I believe that shift in the MCU is going to happen after Secret Invasion, moving into Captain America 4. Because I believe Harrison Ford is... Thunderbolt Ross, I believe, is going to show up in Secret Invasion. Because all that has to tie. Thunderbolts, Secret Invasion, Captain America 4. It all ties together from what I've seen in the rumors about this, from what I've seen so far. So it looks like it's going to be pretty interesting. Like I said, Thunderbolts will basically just be the siege of Wakanda. Will take the place of New Asgard. So it'll be interesting. But I am somewhat interested more now. Like I said, I was already ready for Captain America 4 with what Ona said about it being a paranoid thriller film. So I hope that we're sticking with that same theme. And again, sticking with that theme, and you throw in these elements, I hope, obviously the MCU is going to throw their humor that they throw in, and I wonder how, because I saw that, if I'm saying that right, the Jinx one said possibly like the Suicide Squad. do we? I don't want them to be humorous like the Suicide Squad. There's going to be humor there because you got David Arbor in there. You've got the dynamic between him and Yelena as father and daughter already. You're going to have Bucky being grumpy in there. That's going to be coupled with Arbor, his character, asking him about, did Captain America ever say anything about me? And, things like that. His obsession with Cap. You've got U.S. Agent in there who probably doesn't even feel like he should be in there.
Probably be laughing at him.
Yeah, I mean you've got so many different personalities. I'm not saying I don't mind the humor. I want it obviously from the Thunderbolts and with David Arbor's character for sure, but I hope that they don't lean so much on the funny that it takes away from the paranoid thriller that this film was originally supposed to be, or is supposed to be. I hope that they play on your humor, but really play on what's going on, like the ramifications of what this means. Because think about that: if the United States is attacking Wakanda, even though in the MCU Wakanda is not Wakanda, but if the United States is attacking Wakanda, you are now attacking what you say is the most technologically advanced nation in your universe. The ramifications there, and that's what I'm saying. Like in a Thunderbolts film, possibly could you see? And chat, answer this too for me. Could you see in Thunderbolts Wakanda playing a huge role? Like, could you see? Like, that's what I'm saying. Could you actually see like Wakanda playing a really big role, or is it just going to be a mention of Wakanda? Maybe we see, like I said, some of the Doras, like Io, like the typical ones that we typically see. I don't know. It's really interesting. It's not a. And I don't know if they're still going with the whole rumors that multiple Hulks are going to show up. We don't know if She-Hulk is still showing up. We don't know if Scar is still going to be showing up. We know Bruce is still supposed to be in New World Order. And if Bruce is still supposed to be in New World Order, then that furthers my trepidation about
taken away
about it being is it a Cap film? Is it a Sam film? Because you're adding Harrison Ford, you're adding the Thunderbolts, you're adding
the leader.
Bruce. Yeah, the leader is still supposed to be in it. I forgot about the leader. The leader's still supposed to be in this. Like, so I'm wondering where this is all going to be going. I'm hoping that again it doesn't take away from Sam.
I mean, another thing that's interesting about that is that Nate Moore is working on it too, though.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
See, I have not paid
Nate
attention
Moore is working. Yeah, he's working on the new.
Yeah,
he's working on the new Cap.
Oh.
Because that's how he came out in one of his interviews, and they asked him like what his next project was and everything, and he said that he starts filming. They start filming next summer. And that they already have a storyline written that they're happy with and everything. So.
Well. That's sad. Recast Nate Moore.
And then he also said Ironheart was on its second to last day filming. I think that was the only things he said.
Interesting. Nate Moore is attached. Ew. But, so, I don't know. Like I said, there's a lot going on. I think it's going to be interesting. If the Hulks are still going to be in it, that furthers my interest, but also my trepidation. And then also, if this does lead into the MCU's World War Hulk, that is also the rumor that Cap 4 is going to lead into World War Hulk because, and when I say World War Hulk, don't get excited. It ain't what you think. From what I've seen, it ain't what you think. It's going to be Red Hulk. Red Hulk is going to be the World War Hulk. And the interesting thing is, even in Marvel Comics, because Red Hulk wasn't introduced to Marvel Comics to like 2008. It was like 2008, I believe. Like around that time. 2007, 2008, around that time.
They really finna do Ruffalo dirty like that.
I don't see, in the, like, I wonder if we're going to find out when Red Hulk is introduced. I wonder if the MCU world, if they're going to know that it is Thunderbolt Ross. Because in the comics, when you first see Red Hulk, a lot of people, everybody's like, who the fuck is that? We don't know. That's just you don't know who it is. So yeah. I wonder if they're going to play, I wonder if that's going to play into that thriller, paranoia type vibe there, like where you've got in one scene Thunderbolt Ross being Thunderbolt Ross, campaigning to be president, or maybe already is president by New World Order,
like he's
doing
just
whatever, right?
Two separate people,
and then he is also the Red Hulk. It could be interesting if done correctly. It could really be compelling and interesting. But as always, question is for you guys. Let us know down below in the comments what you guys are thinking. Are you interested in Captain America: New World Order? Or are you thinking, is this going to be a Sam Wilson film, or is he going to be overshadowed by Harrison Ford and all the other cameos that are supposed to be making their way into the film? And what are you thinking about the connections with Wakanda Forever? What are you thinking about it connecting into Secret War or Secret Invasion, connecting into Thunderbolts? And what do you think about the Thunderbolts, or is that something that you're excited for? Let us know down below in the comments what you guys are thinking. What is the chat?
D. Steezel said Red Hulk was wilding in the beginning, punching the Watcher and all of that. LOL.
Yeah, bro. Are you talking about the beginning comics? Yeah, when he first got introduced. Yes, sir.
Mesa Dayani said Anthony Mackie has been with the MCU going on 3 phases and it's still not enough. I don't think it's on Anthony Mackie. I think the studio is dropping the ball.
Where are you at?
That was the newest one.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, I can agree with you there too, because wait, read that one more time for me.
Anthony Mackie has been with the MCU going on 3 phases and it's still not enough. I don't think it's on Anthony Mackie. I think the studio is dropping the ball.
Yeah, that's what. So yeah. Now, for those of you that don't know, I'm not the biggest Mackie fan, but I agree with that statement for sure. It's not on Mackie because Mackie's not the one. Mackie's just the actor. He's just the talent. He's just showing up.
And let alone he's not Marvel or MCU's best actor that they have cast or anything. But I mean, he also hasn't been written the best or anything. Like they have actors. They have. I was gonna say like Tom Holland came in unknown really, and they wrote him.
They definitely did.
They wrote him to be who he is today. Really, like because they could have. I mean, but you can't really shit write Spider-Man, so that's a poor example. But I mean, hopefully. I just want him to write him like he's an actual main character now, not like he's the sidekick.
And I wonder what they're gonna do with what are you doing with Sam? Like, I mean, well,
that's what. Do you want to go on that? Because where does it even where does he end off at in the end of the Falcon and Winter Soldier?
Bro, you're asking the wrong person. I don't remember. Oh, he gave that speech.
No, I'm just saying he gives that speech and then he's just he's still broke, in debt.
No powers, just a man in a vibranium suit. What are we doing
Bucky's gone.
with him? I don't know. It's interesting. It's interesting, but I agree with you for sure that I hope that they don't. It's not an Anthony Mackie issue. It's a Marvel Studios dropping the ball. He's always just been. I mean, he's got the most screen time out of the black actors within the MCU, but again. That story just for him has not really been fleshed out, and I hope they don't drop the ball on this. I really do. I hope that they really give him the time and spotlight. It's his film, bro. It's a Captain America film. I understand the ramifications that it holds for the wider MCU and other projects connecting into that film, but with it being his film, I want the focus to be on him.
I just watched the Doctor Strange movie about.
Yeah, I know. I want the focus to be on him though. Especially again, this is why I don't really want to take it here until I know more, because I don't want to prejudge something until I know more.
Just assume it.
Yeah, especially though, if you're taking T'Challa off the screen, I need to see that black representation amped.
I think I really just need to start seeing how good these movies start getting with Ant-Man now. I feel like all this shit's out the window. These movies need to get good now.
Yeah.
But Raymond said, will we still have Red Skull loose in the MCU? From what I understood, that if someone sacrificed for the Soul Stone, then he would be free. Or is that just my imagination?
I'm sorry, read that again.
Will we still have Red Skull loose in the MCU? From what I understood, that if someone sacrificed for the Soul Stone, then he would be free. Or is that just my imagination?
That is the understanding. They're not done with Red Skull. They're definitely not done with Red Skull. I forget there's something that came out about Red Skull. It was a few weeks ago too. I'll have to look. I'll have to find it. I'll have to find it on our Twitter because I know I liked it. But they're definitely not done with him. So I believe so. Yeah, him sacrificing himself freed him from his imprisonment.
D. Steezel said a severely injured John Walker in a wheelchair was the warden at the raft during the Luke Cage Thunderbolts run.
Yes. John Walker on the Thunderbolts team, I thought for a second, I thought when Dreyfus showed up in Falcon Winter Soldier that he was going to be the one leading the Thunderbolts team. It looks like it's going to be. No, it is. It's Yelena. Yeah, because that's what Florence Pugh said. She said that she is the leader of the Thunderbolts. So that's even going to be interesting to see how that happened.
I mean, we got to see what leader means. Yeah, from my understanding, it's Val. That's just what I'm getting. D Steel also said, watch Red Hulk randomly pop up like Bruce at the end with Betty as Red She-Hulk.
Yeah. The tease to Red Hulk and She-Hulk that went nowhere, or at least as of now has gone nowhere. I remember when when William Hurt passed, everybody had said, well, now they need to make Betty the Red Hulk. Are we even going to see Betty? I mean, I feel like we have to, because they've been so disrespectful to Bruce's character within the MCU, since making him Smart Hulk in the MCU. We don't, and again, they didn't have the rights to him. Universal had all the rights, so they really couldn't do a fleshed out Hulk story that they wanted to do. But now that they do have the rights, I hope that they do start introducing some of Bruce's, into characters from his backstory, like Betty. We've seen the conflict between him and Ross. We haven't seen Betty since 2008, so yeah. I'm hoping that they do bring her back.
Lil Raja 9 said, damn well Sam is taking a back seat to Harrison Ford.
Oh yeah, I'm sure. But like I said, I don't want to speculate yet, but
let's just let it happen.
I'm sure that's what they're gonna do. It's Harrison Ford.
And then D. Steezel said, I think the Serpent Society with Diamondback Rachel Layton should have been the main villains of Cap 4.
There for a while, Serpent Society was rumored to be one of the things they were going to adapt into Captain America 4. Because remember, the rumor was...
Yeah, we got that leak or whatever. Then we started getting the shit about the leader, and we were like, no way we can have all of this.
Yeah, because there was the one with, like, Moon Knight.
Yep.
It was like Moon Knight and somebody else showing up. And I remember when Moon Knight's name came up, and I was like, Moon Knight and fucking... Captain America 4? I can't see that, but yeah.
DJF and Nice said Mackie can't bring people into seats. I mean, Marvel can though. So
I just hope I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait to see what Mackie does.
And then he said Sam Mackie needs other people to bring people into the theater.
Yeah, like I said, it's no secret I'm not the biggest fan of his acting. I'm just not. I try to give the brother chances. I'm just not the biggest fan of his acting.
Ant-Man said, if Nate Moore's attached to Captain America 4, then this movie's probably going to go downhill.
Oh, yeah, Sam's probably going to have... Isaiah's going to get shot. Isaiah's going to die. Isaiah's supposed to be in the film, too. You're
going to take that nigga's shield from him.
Yeah. Isaiah, that's another one. Isaiah and Elijah are supposed to be in the film as well.
Yep, that's true as well.
So,
let's see what some of these new ones are. John Connor said Doom will appear in Thunderbolts. He might be collaborating with Val.
Could be. That was a speculation. Who is Val working for? Is she working for, not... Why did I just draw a blank on name? Is she working for Doctor Doom? But there was another one. Is she working for... why am I drawing a blank on name? The computer. The computer from Cap.
Oh. What the...
Why am I drawing a blank? Y'all got me in the chat. I know somebody said it probably by now. But that's the question. Is she working with Doom, or is she working with him? And I just cannot remember his name right now. But...
Is it Arnim Zola?
Yes, Zoloff. Armin Zoloff, that it is. Zola, yeah, there you go. Thank you. Ant-Man 1991. What was next?
DJF and I said they should keep Mackie on Disney Plus. And Pookie Wood said, I like Mackie, but don't like his anti-recast take.
Yeah, I don't like that take from him either.
Gray said Sam's got to change his suit. He looks like a star-spangled bullseye.
Yeah, I wasn't feeling... one thing that I really didn't like about his suit I didn't like the Batman effect. Like, because it was Keaton's Batman. Wasn't it Keaton's Batman in the first Batman? Even in Christian Bale's first Batman, he could only move like this. He couldn't move. Like,
nigga had bad stiff ass.
Yeah,
back.
I hated the way that suit made him like have to turn all the way to see who the fuck's talking to him.
Yeah, bro, he had like no mobility in him.
Yeah, so I don't know.
Oh my god. D Steele said 0 respect on that Hulk family. And then Raymond said, I still don't understand Bucky being a member of the Thunderbolts. You'd think he'd be in the new Avengers lineup.
Yeah, you'd think. You'd also would have thought he'd have been at T'Challa's funeral.
And then Mayno215 said, I believe they're going to bring back the Red Skull in Secret Wars.
Possibly so.
D. Steezel said, huge missed opportunities in She-Hulk with the intelligentsia. They were responsible for the creation of both Red Hulks. I'd like to see his daughter Sin introduced.
And that's supposed to be also, again, that's another part that's supposed to be in Captain America 4 is the intelligentsia. So I've named a good 8 fucking elements outside of Sam that are supposed to be taking place in this film. So it's a lot, man. It's a lot. And again, if done correctly, that shit can be great.
Yeah.
It really can. Because you had a lot going on in Winter Soldier too, but the focus was still on Cap. So, but again, that was also the Russos. And I believe Marcus McFeely that wrote that. So.
This is Nate Moore.
You said who?
This is Nate Moore.
Yeah, this one's Nate Moore.
Official EMG said it's a lot of teams forming in the MCU currently. The Marvels, Thunderbolts, Young Avengers, F4, etc.
Yes. Young Avengers is one I'm looking forward to. I see Andre Ware said, are they bringing in the Young Avengers? You know, I've been going on that for a while. And it looks like we are really going to get our first jolt of Young Avengers going to be in the Agatha series. If you guys watched our video on where we talked about Agatha, you can go look at that. But we talked about that, and we kind of talked about, you know, with Joe Locke coming in and the speculation of him being Wiccan, what that means for the future of the MCU. You know, Wanda's sons in the Children's Crusade comic are reincarnated. They live Tommy and Billy. They live in different. They're just reincarnated of their younger selves, but they don't know each other. They both live in New York. They live under different families and things like that. Blah 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 blah. That's supposed to be playing out. You know, we've got the rumor of Sacha Baron Cohen's Mephisto showing up in the Agatha series, and we know that Mephisto plays a role with Wanda's kids and things like that. Now, not in the Children's Crusade run, but he plays a role. Well, at least in the comics, they're pieces of Mephisto. You've also got all the young heroes that we've got right now. We've been introduced to Riri Williams. We've been introduced now to America Chavez. We've been introduced now to Thor's little adopted child, Love. We've been introduced to
Patriot.
Yeah, Patriot, Miss Marvel, Kate Bishop, Scar. And I really hope that they don't do the whole merging of Scar and Hulkling, but that's what the speculation is. The rumor around it is that they are going to, instead of doing Hulkling, because you've already got Hulk or Scar, they're just going to merge the two, and Hulkling is going to be the one, or Scar will be the one, a part of the Young Avengers. Now, is he going to be in a relationship with Wiccan? I'm not sure. To me, that's the only proper way to tell that story. I hope that they don't not tell that side of the story, but yeah, the Young Avengers are definitely coming.
Yeah.
They are definitely coming. So, let's see. The last one I'll read there, too. This from Lil Raj 909 that said, are they going to speed age T'Challa Jr. and in the current supporting cast? I've heard different things. One thing that they're going to age him. Somebody else saying that, nah, they're not going to age him, but he will be a part of the Young Avengers, which I don't know how you do that, because the actor that plays the little boy, unless you get a different actor that... Unless, I guess that could play into the speed aging, if they speed age him up that way and they put him a part of the Young Avengers. But the consensus right now is that he is going to be a part of the Young Avengers. That they're not going to speed him up to Secret Wars like a lot of us have been thinking, you know, like, oh, are they going to do a thing where some type of time thing happens in it and he's now older in Secret Wars? I don't think that's going to happen. I think it's going to be what the new speculation is, and that's going to be that he's going to be probably a part of the Young Avengers. So we'll have fun with TJ there. But we'll move to the next topic here really quick.
No
and the
optimism in that.
the next topic, I don't have any optimism in fucking TJ. Hold on, I'll read Gray's there. Gray said, "Will Eli have the super soldier serum in him since they did that arc with John Walker, getting it with the negative results?" I mean, I would assume he would have to. I would assume so, honestly. For him to be a part of that team and that story to even take place. I mean, even in that comic, he started it without the serum, but eventually took the serum so that he could have the powers, you know, of Captain America and things like that. So I would assume that they are, honestly. Let's see. We'll move to the next topic here, and the next topic that we're going to move into is what David Zaslav was talking about. So in case some of you do not know, in an interview with THR, David Zaslav was talking, and he was talking about how Peter Safran and James Gunn are almost done with their 10-year plan for the future of the DCEU, or DCEU. I'm just so used to saying that. The DCU. DC Studios now, and the future of what that's going to look like. But with that, he also said, but there's not going to be for Batmans. When I first read that, I was like, bro, what? Like, sometimes when Zaslav talks, and I like Zaslav, but sometimes when he talks, I'm like, bro, like what?
What are you on?
What made you say that? Like, because I'm going to read it. I'll read it for you guys, but nowhere in the interview did it prompt him to say that. Like, I don't know if he just wanted to just put that out there. By the way, we're not gonna have 4 Batmans, but nothing prompted him to say that. And that's been one of the biggest questions moving with DC has been, where does the DCU go from here? Like, what are they going to do? What's next? What's going to be next in the next few years? And we've already had major changes. Obviously, we've had the changes with obviously having James Gunn and Peter Safran coming in, with James Gunn being the president over DC and Peter Safran now being the producer over at DC. We've also had, you know, the new things going on with Superman, the resurrection of Superman, and him actually coming back after a decade, and them finally using their brains and using their franchise's main character over there. So I'll read you what Zaslav had to say here quickly. Let me see. Where is that at? Sorry, let me get to the start of that. This thing is trying to make me sign up to use the rap. You can kiss my ass.
While you're doing.
Okay.
Andre said DC is coming for Marvel.
They're trying.
James Gunn posting a picture of Mr. Terrific today.
Oh, yeah.
In response to Marvel not having its T'Challa.
Oh yeah, brother. I'm telling you, when I saw that he posted that, it's not just that, because I saw somebody had also said, before I read the article, somebody had also said something like, you know, well, actually we talked about it with what getting the John Stewart Green Lantern series. Now you're teasing Mr. Terrific, like. And how many times that they've brought up that they're trying to do the exact same thing that Marvel's doing, but now under the right direction of James Gunn, who honestly is, like, when it comes to DC, Gunn knows his shit. I mean, he knows these characters.
I was gonna say, even from a business perspective, they hit on that hire. Because if it comes to, like, one man when it comes to movies and comic book movies and stuff like that, who's gonna get shit done, it's James Gunn. And he's also because he's active on social media.
Yeah,
he's good.
He's got
at
his ear to the ground for sure. Yeah.
And so,
hell, last week he asked, what do you guys want to see? What stories are you guys wanting us to tell? And I love that. I really do. I love it. So this is coming from the Wrap, and they said Warner Brothers Discovery CEO David Zaslav teased future plans for the DC films on Tuesday under the tutelage of newly installed CEOs James Gunn and Peter Safran. And reading between the lines, it sure sounds like the multiverse is not going to be key going forward. And honestly, I'm okay with that. Because I don't want them to get ahead of themselves over at DC. I know everybody's like, I want to see Crisis. Can we see just a good Justice League film first? Like, can we get a good Justice League film first? Then we can move into Crisis and everything else. But then this is what Zaslav had to say. He said, I think over the next few years, we're going to see a lot of growth and opportunity around DC. There's not going to be 4 Batmans. That's why I was like, what? Zaslav said, And so part of our strategy is to drive the hell out of DC, which James and Peter are going to do. I think they're thrilled. I think they've thrilled the fans. Yeah, I think they're going to thrill you over a period of time. And it says, while at face value, the notion of four different Batman actors at the same time would seem silly, that was kind of the direction DC was heading before Gunn and Safran came on board to steer the ship. Yes, I was just about to say that. If you remember, bro, like, so let me kind of say what I think that means when he says we're not doing 4 Batmans. I think it's up in the air, honestly. I think 2 things. I think with Batman, with Robert Pattinson's Batman, I think 2 things. The first thing I think is quite possibly Reeves might be done.
I knew it. That shit's on the table.
Like that it's, I don't think that shit is set in stone for a Batman 2, Batman 3, or 4. Because, and some of you might be saying, well, no, it did so good in the box office, and it did. But you got to remember, you're dealing with David Zaslav, who has cut project after project. He cut Batgirl, and it was done. Project after project after project. Not just in DC, but just projects over at Warner Brothers in general. Hell, he cut the damn cartoon Scooby-Doo movie. I was actually kind of looking forward to that. I wanted to watch that. But he's been cutting everything. So I don't think it's weird to say that Zaslav could absolutely cut this whole Batman.
I think the one movie he won't touch is the Joker 2.
No, I don't think he'll touch Folly of Blue.
But just like talking like out of the DCU universe wise, I don't think. But I think Batman and, like you said, Batgirl's on this. All the other shows got canceled already. I think
it's up in the air.
But just because simply they've already went. I think they've gone too far on the Joker 2 and everything. Casting Lady Gaga as Harley Quinn. They know what they want to do with that and everything. But as for Batman, they don't. I don't see why they would. I don't even know why they need to cut that Penguin show first. That's what they need to do.
Well, like I'm saying, I think that, like you said, Joker's going to be its own thing. If they continue the Batman Matt Reeves franchise, it's going to be its own thing. It's not, obviously, like it was always going to be. It was never going to connect. That's what Matt Reeves did. He didn't want. He didn't want it connecting with the wider DC studios or DC universe. I also think that before James Gunn and Peter Safran came in, the conversation around was, well, you're going to find out what the DC universe is going to be like moving forward after Flash. We're going to find out this. Like, we had the whole thing that, and I still think it's all happening. Affleck is going to show up in Aquaman 2, and Keaton's going to be this. But I now don't think any of that shit matters. I don't. I think after the Flash, that's just it. Yeah. I don't think that it has any ramifications for the future of the DCU at all. I think they are restarting. I think whatever 10-year plan that Gunn and Safran have come up with, and if you believe that Dave, because he was named president of DC, and Peter was named producer of DC on the 1st of November. If you think that was the first time that they had heard that they were going to be taking these jobs, you're out of your mind. They've probably known for months. And with them knowing for months, they've been thinking about where we want to take this 10-year plan. Yeah, and with thinking about that, I'm sure the first thing on the table was, we have to properly do a Justice League film. And we've talked about that. I've said, I don't want to see a film, personally, this is just me, I don't want to see a Justice League film because I love DC. Like, bro, arguably, I like the Justice League more than I like the Avengers. Like, that's just me. Like, especially when done right. Like, I don't want to see a film where they're assembling the Justice League. No, bro, skip that shit. I don't want to see like, oh, Batman meets Superman for the first time, or they're all, no, have them already established.
Like we said, they needed, like, have
the core members
to
too.
Like, at a meeting, like, knowing that
if you want to add Mr. Terrific, that's fine.
Some threats coming or some shit, but they're already established, having some critical meeting or some shit. Yeah, we talked about that.
Yeah, and I don't want it to be. And when I say core members, like, you can have like Mr. Terrific and some of those other members, like Black Lightning, Plastic Man, Steel, any of them. You can have so many different characters. Because if you take it back to the animated series, Justice League Unlimited, when that series would come on, we didn't spend every episode with every hero a part of the Watchtower, a part of the League. It was selective missions and selective things. So I'm saying, like, with this first Justice League film, I would love to already have established within the universe, Mr. Terrific and a lot of those other guys, like a lot of those other guys that are part of Justice League Unlimited, the animated series. But we don't have to necessarily see them in that film. It could still be just focused on like whoever, whatever, Superman, Wonder Woman, like he said, Jon Stewart's Green Lantern. I think that'll play a part in everything with the series. But that's what I want to see. If you're gonna do it, I want to see it done right, because now that Aquaman shit and everything from Snyder, and I know Snyder fans, myself included, sorry, that shit's not gonna be going on anymore. Like, there's no more. They're not. Zaslav never gave a fuck about that shit anyway. They don't care about expanding the universe that Zaslav created. It's done. After The Flash, Keaton's Batman, I don't even know what that means anymore. So now that he said there's not going to be 4 Batmans, like, who's Batman? Who is Batman? Like, are we recasting a new Batman for this? Or, because, we were just talking last week how if Henry Cavill's coming back, are they going to bring Affleck back to do the whole original script that was supposed to be his from Pattinson? I don't know what any of this shit means anymore. I have no idea. I don't know if they're going to cast new Batman. I don't know if they're going to use Affleck. I mean, they're using Henry, so... I mean, do you get rid of... How do you say her name? Galdo, or however you say her name. Do you get rid of her as Wonder Woman? Like, is she not going to be Wonder Woman anymore?
I wouldn't.
And it's heavy that Momoa more than likely will not be Aquaman anymore. Ever since Gunn shared that picture of Lobo, that's who everybody wants him to be, because first of all, he looks just like him. He'd be a perfect Lobo. He's got the voice for Lobo.
He even said he was one of his favorite books.
Yeah, so I'm sure maybe in the 10-year plan that they're moving forward, that Momoa is more than likely going to be Lobo. I like, however you say her name, whatever. I love her. I can't say her name. I love her as Wonder Woman, though. I think she's a good Wonder Woman.
I know how to say it, but I don't want to Gal
Gadot.
Yeah, that's
Gal Gadot.
I was gonna say, I didn't want to get on Yo Wave and butcher it sound like you.
Gal Gadot, that's her name. Those are things that I would personally like to see within DC. I would.
I don't mind. I like her.
I would keep her for sure. So I mean, for me, if these are things that you're going to be doing with DC, if you're going to be moving in this direction, in the no multiversal stuff, which again I'm okay with, then I'm on board. I think that, like he said, fans are going to be thrilled. I trust James Gunn and Safran with this 10-year plan that they've got going, especially, like I said, when you're tweeting out things, asking the fans what they want to see, when you're tweeting out things saying that we've heard you guys and we're listening and things like that, and you're tweeting out Mr. Terrific pictures, like, bro, okay. Because Walter Hamada would never. He would have never done any of this. Like, Hamada, he would have never done it. Hamada didn't even want Superman, so they would have never done any of this. So the fact that they're putting so much focus on characters that fans want to see, not characters like the Wonder Twins. No one asked for that shit. So yeah, I'm pretty excited for it. Yeah, but as always, I'm a big DC fan. The animated series that was on Cartoon Network, and then moving into Justice League Unlimited, all the animated stuff that DC does on HBO Max, like, bro, I'm a big DC fan. But let us know down below in the comments what you guys are thinking. Are you thinking that DC actually might get their shit together? Are you thinking this 10-year plan that Safran and Gunn have come up with, is it going to be a plan that can rival that of Marvel? Even though that Zaslav did say a few days ago that they're about 7, 8, or 9. This is not verbatim. 7, 8, or 9 paces behind Marvel and where they want to be with Marvel. But he has also said that they want to be Marvel. They want to have that connective universe just like Marvel. So, are you thinking that they can do that? Are you thinking they can get it together? What are you thinking about the picture being tweeted out about Mr. Terrific from James Gunn? And what do you think that it means by there won't be 4 Batmans? Are we getting a new Batman? Is Pattinson's Batman still a thing? Is Affleck's Batman still a thing? What the fuck is Keaton's Batman even doing anymore? Let us know down below what you guys think. What are the comments saying?
I honestly want to start with Raymond's, what he said, because he said Joker 2 is going to be trash, and then he said get rid of Gal Gadot.
No, do not get rid of Gal Gadot. I liked that first Joker film. And did you see the poster, the new poster they posted with Gaga? I liked it. I was feeling it. I think.
He said, because he said Joker 2 is going to be whack. How you going to make a Joker movie a musical? And it's like, the first one was really had those musical scenes in it. It's not going to be like a musical.
I hope it's not.
Hope it's not. I don't think so. I think it's going to be one of these movies where, like, you know how in Suicide Squad Harley had that musical scene where she's dancing and singing? It's going to be shit like that. But I don't think the whole thing is just going to be like this musical. I just think that they're going to be like, you know them, they're big, goofy, singing, dancing around while they do crazy shit. I mean,
yeah.
And then I'll go to the other ones. But then he also said he has no superhero franchises to look forward to. What the hell am I going to watch?
I'm telling you, bro. I think with what Gaga's gonna bring to that, because you gotta think the first Joker was already
that
really
shit
good.
Was so beautiful. I rewatched that. Shit. I'm not gonna lie. I rewatched that shit at least once every 2 weeks.
I've seen it. I've seen it so many times, and you add Gaga, who is already a talent, like. Not just musically, for people that be like, oh, Gaga can't sing. Kick rocks, bruh. Gaga she can sing. She's like, I'm not about to sit here and say she can do all the runs and stuff like, but she can sing. But when it comes to her acting.
What movie did she do where she was A Star is Born?
A Star is Born, Gucci. What else has she played in? But for me, this wasn't like a movie or anything, but I'm taking it back to the 2009 VMAs. When she performed Paparazzi and then hung herself, and that was like I was like, bro, this is some creative wild shit. Like, and she is just a creative human being. Like, I think she's gonna bring something unique to Harley.
D. Steezel said Gal is a very B-level actress to me, but she was decent in Wonder Woman 1 and Justice League.
She was decent. That's what I'm saying. Like, I just think that she makes a good Wonder Woman.
No,
but let me know, Chad. Who would you cast outside of her as Wonder Woman?
Hungry Almighty said, do you think after the Flash movie, what should be rebooted / retcon? Because originally the Flash was going to do some major change to the DCU, but now that Affleck, Cavill are coming back, then what's the point of the Flash?
That's what I'm saying. There is no point to that Flash anymore. Like,
the point of it is they put money into it.
Yeah, so they put $200 million into it. Yeah, they put $200 million into it. The dude, I forget dude's name that is the director for both It movies. He put his heart into it, from my understanding, and also from what we've heard from people that have gotten to see the film already. Not heard one bad review about the film. So they could be wanting to keep, obviously, like you said, the money they put in, but it doesn't mean anything anymore. If Gunn's and Safran's new plan has nothing to do with what they were just doing, I mean, you take it back to what Henry Cavill said. This is a new, joyful this is a completely different Superman.
Yeah.
So, but then again, I don't know, bro. Then what does it mean at the end of Black Adam? Waller was in there. This is the same Waller from, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't fucking know. I got to see the Flash, I guess. I have no idea.
Ant-Man said, I hope James Gunn goes into the right direction with the black representation because Marvel ruined the representation after they tossed T'Challa aside.
I agree. And again, hopefully with showing Mr. Terrific and giving us John Stewart's Green Lantern, reworking an already done Green Lantern series to make it a John Stewart Green Lantern series is hopeful. It honestly is.
J-Rob said, I don't want to see any more DC heroes on screen until they get Superman and Batman right. And in a shared universe, not ran by Zack Snyder. I also do not trust James Gunn.
I agree. I was trepidatious about James Gunn at the beginning. Until he started tweeting and saying the things that he was saying, I was like, okay, you're saying the right things. You got my attention. But now I need to see it. But I don't.
I just think James Gunn does a very good job at bringing all these characters that I never really knew about to life, and then like giving them a story and everything. So I can't imagine what he can do with actual A-list characters and all that. So
yeah,
I don't know if I'm optimistic or glass full, glass empty on him, but I mean I'm definitely giving him his chance because I mean he hasn't done anything in my opinion to not get that.
Agreed.
AJ the Flannel God said DC needs to make a Static Shock movie or something.
Yes, a lot of people have been asking for that too. I know when James Gunn tweeted that out, when he tweeted out, what do you guys want to see? A lot of the comments back to him had Static Shock pictures, GIFs, videos, all types of things. People want to see Static Shock. I want to see Static Shock too.
Where was I? Oh, Sir Yuri G said, I feel with Gunn at the helm, they gave it better chance now than they had before.
Yeah.
LOL.
Yeah. Because, again, before it was Hamada, bro. It was Walter Hamada. You know, I don't know if you guys know, but Walter Hamada is the reason we haven't seen Superman in a decade. Because he didn't want to bring him back in. He like, there were so many things that Walter Hamada, they would slide across his desk and he'd be like, nope. No, like, it's like, why are you, what are you doing with DC then? So, yeah, so I think I'm for sure Superman's gonna be there. Superman's gonna be there for sure.
Apologies, I'll be losing my spot. The Jinx one said, are they still doing the Leslie Jones Plastic Man show / movie?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
I don't know. And, you know, when it comes to what DC is still doing or not doing, I don't know. We only know things when Zaslav says the things like this in interviews that he said, because unless James Gunn or Peter Safran tweet out something about what the, like, I just want them to sit down and do a interview about, so where are we going? Like, can you give us what the first year is going to... You don't give us the 10 years, but what's the first year going to look like? Like, what is the first year of this new DC Studios going to look like?
Yeah, there haven't even been any updates on that either since May, so...
Yeah.
Mano said, I'm not going to lie, I would love to see a Green Arrow movie.
I would like to see Green Arrow, too. Oliver is dope. Oliver is very dope.
Diesel said, always thought Jason would be perfect for Lobo since his Stargate Atlantis days.
Mm-hmm. And he wants to do it.
Gray said, I want to see New God / Rand / Thanagar, War, and Pattinson in the Justice League.
Oh, you want Pattinson in the Justice League? That would be interesting. A younger Batman. How would that How would he interact with Henry Cavill's Supes?
That would be interesting.
It would be interesting.
Diesel said, still need that Green Lantern Corpse film.
Yeah.
And then Andre said, DC had some really good animated shows that would definitely get these movies right. I mean, shit. If I was James Gunn, that's all I'd do. Go to HBO Max, watch all the animated shit, and that's all you got to do. Like, yeah. It's really all you got to do.
Officially MG said, give us Vixen. Yep, give Vixen for sure. I know. I've seen that so many times. Everybody's been talking about Vixen, too, a lot lately.
I don't know. Say, ever since we got that one Twitter comment, I've heard Vixen hella.
Yeah, Vixen is... Vixen's a dope character anyway. But, like I said, we'll... and I appreciate you being here, Stamina NC, London calling. Greetings to one and all. Appreciate you being here.
Like always. Oh. Raymond said, I actually think Pattinson is going to be in a shared universe. I remember I said I wouldn't mind that, but I mean, after you bringing up how would a first-year Batman interact with like a just super experienced Superman and everything, I don't know how that would work and everything. I feel like they'd have to rush something in.
And Reeves definitely just doesn't want it.
Yeah.
Like, because, you know, if we're to believe what he's saying, he wants the next villain in the next Batman film to be Mr. Freeze. Yep. But it's not going to be like, you know, Mr. Freeze from the comics, just like Riddler wasn't Riddler from the comics. It's going to be a Mr. Freeze from what he said. It would be like a playing on somebody, a serial killer like that freezes his victims, like puts his victims in...
That's my thing, though.
Meat lockers, I guess.
You think something's up with Reeves?
I don't know.
Like, you think he was that kid that like mutilated cats,
that fucking like magnifying glasses to anthill
home and shit.
I don't know. Was he a fucking Norman Bates? I don't fucking know. But like,
that is crazy. When you adopt these real life stories to just fictional character, like that is. I don't know though, because I mean, the Riddler wasn't bad though. I mean, I enjoyed.
I enjoyed it.
And how he was interpreted on the... I forgot which one was it and everything. I know who it is as soon as it be said, like who he based...
the Zodiac Killer?
The Zodiac, yeah. But I mean, I don't know if it's just how slow that movie was when I rewatched it and everything, but going back on it, it wasn't that good outside of the characters being written well.
Well, you know, that's the thing too that and I want to do this too for Wakanda Forever, but I want to do a conversation where we actually talk months after. Can we be real about the film now? It's been months. Can we actually say what it actually was? Because no, it's a good film. It is. I've only seen it once.
You talking about the Batman?
Yeah, bruh. And I tried to watch, and not that I tried to watch it again. It's just long.
Yeah, it is. I did, because I rewatched it with a friend who had never seen it, and it's just outside of that, the characters being written well, it's slower to me, and it just doesn't have that theater appeal to it, or like this is Gotham beautifully, it's like a comic book and everything, so you pay more attention to the storyline and how slow it develops. But I mean, outside of like that Barry Keoghan scene and then how well Pattinson did, I don't think it's that good. And how well the Riddler did.
Yeah, Paul Dano's Riddler was great.
Paul
it's okay.
Dano, that's his name. Yeah,
it's a good movie. I mean, again, I remember people saying it's better than The Dark Knight. Hold your fucking brakes. It ain't that.
I just remember back then we were talking about
one
of the best comic book movies, and I was just like rewatching it. I was like, we might have been a little high.
That's those. What do they call that? They call that
recency bias.
Yeah, there's another name too for it. Like when you come out of the theater and you first give your reaction. I forget what they call that.
I'm not gonna think of it either. I don't know why I just said like that. Like it just popped into my fucking head. Yeah. Mesa said you have to have the perfect atmosphere to enjoy the Batman at home.
Maybe that's why I didn't like, because it was on HBO Max. I was about to press play, but I was like, I looked at it and I'm like, I don't want to watch it. I just don't want to watch it again.
That shit is long.
It is long.
That movie is, and it feels long. It's not like a quick movie. You're like, damn, that was quick.
It's long. Yes, it is long.
It's like, fuck.
Like I'm telling you, when we were in the theater, by the time we got to the stadium scene, I was like, damn. It's still going.
This is the beginning of the next act.
I was like, oh my.
This is the beginning of the next act. And we still got like, another hour left probably.
Right. It was long. It was good, but it was long, bro. Long. So, yeah. So, like I said, we've got our last topic here that we'll get into is going to be Angela Bassett. Let me pull that up for you, actually. Actually, I'm sorry. So last topic that we're going to talk about here is going to be Angela Bassett. And Angela Bassett, this is coming from Variety, by the way. So this is coming from a credible source. This is not something out there that recasters are making up or that people that are just have your feelings hurt because you didn't get what you wanted in the film. Nope, it's none of that. This is Angela Bassett, Queen Ramonda, coming out and saying she objected and questioned Coogler's idea of penciling in, again, another death, penciling in another death into Wakanda Forever. Now, before I even read the article, I've said it now in this stream, I said it in the last stream, I said it in the stream we did on Friday. This was the scene I walked out on. This was the scene I was like, I can't do this. This is crazy to me. It's crazy to me that we just watched a very disgusting, disturbing opening scene with T'Challa. And now you've just killed the Queen Mother. You drowned the Queen Mother. And, spoiler alert, you drowned the Queen Mother. And now I'm watching Shuri scream for her mother after she screamed and had to be drug off of her brother's casket. You got Okoye taking the Komodo beach trying to do fucking resuscitate her. And, bro, I'm watching, because the music's starting to swell at this time. And you can hear Shuri saying, "Mother." I mean,
you knew what happened as soon as the camera pans and she's face down in the water.
Yeah, I mean the plot leak.
Yeah, I was about to say we knew before, but I was just like, damn. Like, because I always go in hoping there's just this one little error in the plot leak. Nope.
No, they weren't. No,
you drowned.
And then you've got Okoye with tears streaming down her face.
Yeah, she like connects the beads and there's no pulse. Yeah, or anything.
And it's like, nah,
they flash
I'm good.
Red.
I was like, I'm good. You've got enough of my tears in this film. So, but this is what Angela Bassett had to say. Let me actually pull that up on my side. Apologies again. Queen Ramonda's death is perhaps the biggest twist of Wakanda Forever, and it's one that actor Angela Bassett initially objected to herself when she first discovered her character's fate. Bassett told IndieWire that director Ryan Coogler had an had to assuage her concerns over killing off Ramonda. Then she went on to say, I objected, Bassett said. Yeah, I was like, Ryan, what are you doing? Why? Let me start that over. I objected, Bassett said. Yeah, I was like, Ryan, what are you doing? Why? You will rue the day. You will rue the demise of Ramonda. People are going to be upset. He was like, Angela, I know, but look, to die is not really to die is not really to die in this world. It doesn't really have to mean that. Like, okay.
Here we go.
Coogler's obsession, bro, with, like, first of all, he's now this guru, I guess, or this
philosophical
philosophical being when it comes to death. I mean, because he's just like, to die doesn't really mean to die. No, to die means to die.
Not in this universe, at least.
No, obviously, from the precedent that you just set with T'Challa, it does mean to die. We watched a funeral. What are you talking about? Like, even in the ancestral planes, she didn't see her own fucking family.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, she saw her cousin, which that scene was so fucking dumb. But she didn't see her. She didn't see her mother, who she was expecting to see. She didn't see her father. She didn't see T'Challa. You made her see. So the fact that you're talking about to die doesn't even really mean to die. Obviously it does, because again, she didn't see her mom. And some of you might be coming in with that comment, well, Darius, there was that scene right before she was about to kill Namor where she said, Shorty, show them who we are. No, fuck that. Fuck it, bro. I'm sorry. Like, in the fact that, so taking it back to what Angela just said there, she said, I was like, Ryan, what are you doing? Why? You will rue the day. You will rue the demise of Ramonda. People are going to be upset. Yes, people are going to be upset. Why? The fact that anybody, because I've seen some people saying, well, Queen Ramonda really didn't play that big of a role in exactly. Didn't play that big of a role in the franchise. Again, bullshit. You're talking about the woman that literally carried the second film? What are you talking, like, bro? And not only that, like, when she said, what are you doing? Why? Like, I think her why, what are you doing, was like, again, she really can't talk about too much. She can't say too much because she's under contract. So she can't badmouth Coogler. She can't badmouth the film. She can't tell her real feelings. Now, her feelings might be, it's a great film. But her feelings also might be, why are you killing my character, who is literally the backbone of this movie, when we just watched you kill the body of the film? You killed T'Challa. So now you're going to take me off the screen as well? Like,
especially knowing how Letitia Wright acted before they started filming, knowing there's a chance she might not be back or anything. So, I mean, her asking why just means that even she knows it was unnecessary.
It's unnecessary. It was an unnecessary death that we did not have to see. And again, you know, her why, and I'll show this, her why is coming from this right here. You know, this is what she didn't want to see. Nobody wanted to see that. Who wants to, when watching a film, as I said with the T'Challa stuff, when watching a film, we don't go for this shit. Bro, we saw 2 caskets in one film. 2 caskets in one fantasy Marvel film. So the why is here. This is what she's saying. Why are you killing?
Honestly, unexplained.
Like, it's unexplained. Why are you killing my character? Why are you getting rid of this character after you just got rid of the franchise's main character? And then for Coogler's response to be, Angela, I know, but look, to die is not to really die in this world. What the fuck are you talking about? Like, what is... Like, bro, legitimately, what the fuck does that mean?
To give her the lines like, I've lost everything, and then, like, 4 minutes later kill her.
Have her drowned, and then have Namor standing over her body, and then telling Shuri, now you're
the queen now.
Like, what the... and again, is that, like, I'm not saying, like, that's not cool, like, action shit with Namor, but what I'm saying is, bro, you took Black Death, and you found
that bitch on a pedestal.
you're like, the fascination for me, as I've said before, I don't find Black Death fun nor fascinating. Like, at no point in that film was I like, yeehaw, I'm having fun. Like, again, for people saying that Phase 4 has been filled with tragedy, okay, let's take it back to tragedy with Infinity War. When I left the theater, I was like, oh, shit. the stakes are fucking high, bro.
I'm thinking about Tom Holland, Mr. Stark. I feel
cried.
so good.
I cried when I shed tears
about.
when he said I don't feel so good, and you know I shed tears and all that. But that crying, that wasn't even grief. That was.
Damn, this nigga can act.
That was just a sad moment within that.
I mean, no, because we know the history of the two characters acting together, and like he can act. Like we felt just that moment of two fictional characters. That's what it was. It was fictional grief from a fictional story that had been played out, and those two characters they connect. Like that was his Tony Stark, Peter Parker mentor, and so him telling him that, like, we all obviously felt something in that. Like, it's. I don't know how people can't separate Infinity War or Endgame whenever Thor has his grief in the beginning or whatever happened when he's like, I should have went for the head, stuff like that. When he's missing his Loki and everything, or Wanda getting rid of a town and enslaving a town under her mind or whatever. Like,
different.
It's such, even in Loki, like his little grief with Sylvie in the one episode. Different grief. Like, I just don't understand how, like, people don't see how written storyline grief is different than what we just watched in that movie theater last Thursday.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna read the rest of this part. Then it goes on to say Coogler was referring to the various ways dead Marvel characters have returned to screen. From revising Thanos' snap in Avengers Endgame to the ancestral planes in the Black Panther movies. For instance, in the ancestral planes where Michael B. Jordan's dead character, Black Panther villain Killmonger, makes a surprise cameo in Wakanda Forever. Even Bassett's Queen Ramonda is seen again after her death calling to Shuri from the ancestral planes. Yes, she was seen again, don't get me wrong, and I get what they were trying to do with the Killmonger scene. Again, stupid to me. But so in what ways? How are we seeing Angela Bassett come back? I know that's what I gave.
I mean, that's the thing though. The death was so unnecessary. It's like, and it's I love Angela Bassett and everything, and obviously who she plays and everything. But what's the reason to even bring her back now? Like, if you're gonna go through and tell this whole story of like, bringing her back would only mean that you did whatever you did to Shuri for no reason. Grief and her whatever arc you tried, whatever arc you tried to give Shuri in Black Panther 2, it would mean absolutely nothing. Like,
it's crazy. I mean, that's what Angela Bassett just said here. She said all kinds of crazy things happen. Then she said, speaking to Variety as part of the Wakanda Forever cover story, Bassett said she had other fears. About taking on the Black Panther sequel without Boseman at its center. With T'Challa gone, the film script puts the relationship between Shuri and Queen Ramonda to the forefront. Coogler told Bassett that she would be important and vital. Obviously not. She wasn't too important and vital because you drowned her. She had the two powerful scenes, the throne room scene where have I not given everything, and the UN scene when she said we hear your whispers. Their protector is gone. They're vulnerable. All that stuff. That was a powerful scene. Bringing in the doors to bring in those the spies.
Yeah,
and then showing the might of Wakanda.
No scene that she had with Shuri was touching or anything, because they wrote those scenes in such a way of where it didn't even feel like Shuri was Ramonda's daughter or anything. Like, she wouldn't want to listen. Her response to her mom was dead ass, I want to burn the world. Like in the last movie, we never heard
when she said that
of that matter.
When she said that, I thought to myself, so this is a completely different character than the character that you know, not only I get, and some people might say, well, yeah, she's grieving the loss of her brother. Show me that. Show me that. Show me something of her grieving for a year instead of that disgusting opening scene you gave me. You could have given me a different opening scene where we're seeing Shuri grieve, where we're seeing Shuri go through those things to where it makes the line, I want to burn the world to the ground, make more sense. Because the Shuri we met in Endgame, the Shuri we met in Black Panther, the Shuri we met in Infinity War, never gave me an inkling that she wanted to burn the fucking world down. When she said that, I said, well, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Like, where the fuck did that come from?
And then later on contradicts, no, this will start war.
Yeah, like, bro.
Like, later on, it's just...
It was just what they did with Wakanda Forever in the script was they took Chadwick's death and they took a bunch of stupid ideas and formed them around Chadwick's death to make an incohesive story.
Yep.
A story that made no fucking sense at all. A story that created more plot holes than furthering anything in the MCU. And yes, you can tag Wakanda Forever into the Thunderbolts and all that. That's it. That's it. And don't throw me little TJ saying, "Oh, that furthers." No, fuck you and fuck that.
Because all that's made up.
I don't care. Yeah,
it's not
that
furthering anything.
And then you have Nate Moore that lied earlier this week because a new week, a new Nate Moore lie, and he lied and said, "Well, the mid credit scene was always in the script." No, nigga, you're not talking to a bunch of little kids, bruh. You're not talking to a bunch of little kids. You're talking to some grown ass adults who know better. That scene was not in the film. Now, he did say it was in the film. We just repurposed this. We repurposed it after Chadwick's death. It was. So you're telling me that the whole time Chadwick was gonna, T'Challa was gonna hide his son, have his son hidden again, creating more plot holes.
Not hypocritical of what he literally went to the ancestral, talked to his dad about in the first film. That's literally his whole motivation in the first film. I thought
that's it. That's the motivation. Because take it to the ancestral plane scene. You were wrong.
Yep,
all of you were
wrong.
You know, he even apologized to Killmonger for it.
Yep.
So, but again, with that mid-credit scene, you're saying the fuck all that shit. It doesn't make sense anymore.
Even at the end of that movie, went back and told that kid, dapped him up and everything. They were like, "I'm opening the Wakanda for the rest of the kids like you," and everything. Went to the ship and everything.
And you take that scene.
But his own son isn't gonna grow up in that predicament that he would have wanted him to. So I just
take the ending scene of Black Panther, bro.
So much bullshit.
When you said, like you just said, the little kid that was looking at him and talking to him and everything like that. That kid, when he stepped off the ship, said to himself, what'd he say? What'd he ask him? What'd he ask him? I forgot what he asked him. But the way the kid was looking at...
It's like an inspiration.
That's what it was. Real. The way the kid was looking at T'Challa, and I have I can show it a picture here that I should have in here. But the way the kid was looking at T'Challa was looking at him as damn, this is black excellence. This is what
I've never seen any.
Yeah, I've never seen a person, and that's
I didn't know it could get like this for us.
Exactly, and that is the point of the character, so that it was literal representation. I want to show this picture. Literal representation, when you think BP. You think of how the type of person that the character is, T'Challa is to again, the reason he was created, to young black boys, the representation that he creates, how much he means, bro. It's important for young black boys, like the boy at the end of Black Panther, to be able to have strong black males to look up to. This picture, to me, it's from the comic, it just speaks volume. Again, so you did what you did. You had Ramonda removed, and then she goes on. This is Angela Bassett going on to say, almost to the point that I was going to get a complex. Am I going to be able to deliver what you're asking for? Bassett said. She had to be strong. She had to be a mother. She had to be a leader. He was just throwing all of this at me, and then on top of that, can you swim? Can you put your head in the water? That's weird, bro. And again, her tone, what she's saying, hold on, then she said, no, I'm sorry, that was something else. Then her tone here. Her tone is not a tone for me that's saying, I was on board with this film.
Yeah, no.
Because even take it back to where it said, Bassett said that she had other fears.
It sounds like she feel like he's asking her to do all this bullshit just to kill her.
Yeah, was like I said, she had other feels about taking on the Black Panther sequel without Boseman at the center. With T'Challa gone, the film script put blah blah blah. I feel like she was probably pro recast.
She probably,
and not only that, not only was she probably pro recast. Yeah, probably still is. Not only, and the reason I think she probably was over her colleagues. Angela Bassett's been in this business longer than any of them, way longer than any of them. You got to take it back to some of Angela Bassett's greats. Boys in the Hood, Tina Turner. She played Katherine Jackson in Jackson's The American Dream. She's got her own show, the show that she does, the CI type show where she's a cop. Angela Bassett is within the community. She is royalty, honestly. She is one of those actresses that we put up on a pedestal because she is black excellence. She's black royalty. So having her being in the career in Hollywood as long as she's been in Hollywood, she probably understands that the show must go on. She has spoken out and said that it was on the red carpet. She spoke about how sad it was about Chadwick and everything like that. But I guarantee you, with the caliber of actress that she is, she also understands that the show goes on. Yes, Chadwick Boseman passed away. Yes, he was great and this and that. We need to honor him. But like she said, we still have a T'Challa-sized role that has to be filled.
And imagine just like through this whole movie while they're trying to, like how people came out and were just bashing Letitia Wright and everything while she wasn't cooperating with the film schedule and stuff like that with COVID and all that. Imagine if like news would have got out of Angela, people would have been, oh, Angela Bassett doesn't want to do this and that for honoring Chadwick, this and that.
Oh yeah, that's what it would have been.
It's just her. She knew what to do, and I mean, I can't blame her, but I mean, imagine like having such a pivotal character and then you come to work with all this like same emotions that the rest of Nate Moore, Ryan, that your coworkers have and everything, but then they're just like, you know what, we're gonna make you get closer with the main character and Shuri, but then we're gonna kill you in a couple scenes later.
Yeah,
I just don't get it. But before we move on, I wanted to shout out to SSJ K. Sanctum with the $5 super chat. He said, have you guys heard of Ryan Perry? He directed this movie, and I heard he's related to Tyler Perry. Some close sources told me this information.
He directed which movie now? Ryan Perry directed which movie?
Which one were we talking about at that time? Hopefully he commented again.
And we appreciate that, bro. Like for real, and that is one of our fellow recasters there. That is K. over on his channel. Please check them out. They do great work in recast, not just in recast, everything else that he's doing over there with his content. Like I said, we don't. All of us are pro recast, but that's
Ryan
not the
Perry
only.
Directed Wakanda Forever.
Oh, did he? I did not know that.
That's what he said.
Yeah, no, we appreciate you being here for sure. We do. Like I said, check out the channel over there. They do great work. But I did not know that at all. But like I said, with everything with Angela Bassett, with Ryan being again continuing to try to inject his morbid thoughts and his morbid whatever into a film, that's why Angela Bassett was saying why. So no, for everybody saying like, for people out there that are like, oh, did the joke go over my head? Am I missing a joke?
I'm just sitting here and trying to figure this shit out because I know we look so stupid.
I think I missed the joke. Sorry. If I missed it, give it. Just tell me plain out.
Ryan Coogler.
But like I said, we've got. Oh, I get it now.
Yeah, no,
I get it now. I get it. I heard he's related to Tyler Perry. I was about to say, Tyler Perry don't got no damn son. But I get it now. I get it. The Tyler Perry tropes and the Black Death.
Tyler would have named his son Ryan.
I don't know.
If he had one.
I get it now, though. My fault. Whoosh, that went way over my head at first. But I definitely
I'm the
got
nigga
you.
who read it. I read it twice.
I
was over here reading the super chat while you over there reading shit, and I still didn't get it.
The Tyler Perry tropes, because Tyler Perry loves to put our real life and black community on screen, shit. Bro. That's why a lot of people don't fuck with Tyler Perry's shit no more. But like I said, it's interesting. It's interesting to see Angela Bassett come out and say this, because for me, this quote, this whole interview just speaks volumes. Speaks volumes enough for me to truly believe she was pro recast.
Wait until we start getting the first person to just tip the cup over of honesty. And just how they actually felt of just... I mean, we all know how hard it was to go film this every day and all that, but I mean, there were a couple of them that simply didn't agree with the script. Because imagine Winston Duke reading that script for the first time. The only scenes I have is a encouraging scene to Shuri and a scene where I get the shit beat out of me by Namor, and then another scene where I get backed into a corner on a ship. That's the only scenes I get in this movie. While you're not recasting the only other black male, like I just don't.
I don't see how he wouldn't be pro recast, or at least how the questioning his screen time of how the fuck does General Ross have more screen time, Val have more screen time than M'Baku and Wakanda Forever.
Yeah, yeah. No, and like I said, it's just telling. It's telling, and if anything, it just shows you again that this is a seasoned actress that has been in this business that understands that understands that the show has to go on. Again, I'm showing that picture one more time. That's the why. That's what she's saying. Why? You're going to rue the day. Why are you doing this? You know, what is... Again, she didn't say this, but that doesn't make sense. I'm sure these are things that she was thinking. It doesn't make sense that we are literally taking the character, the franchise's main character, off the screen, but then you're going to kill me, the backbone of this movie, the one whose voice you hear throughout the entire trailers. Like, her dialogue in that first trailer is what carries, not just... Well, coupled with the remix of Be Alright. No Woman, No Cry, and Be Alright. Her, with that, mixed with her dialogue, I'm queen of the most powerful nation in the world and I have lost everything, then to have to see that's where she's coming from when she says why. Yeah. That's where she's coming from when she says it doesn't make sense.
That's fucking real too. Imagine like showing up to work and, hey Angela, look what we got for your character today.
Yeah.
Like, look, I know we're gonna kill you off and everything, but we made this specially for you. I mean, we're gonna honor you. Like,
yeah, bro, it's weird. And like I said, so for people that come into the recast space and you say some of the things that you say, thinking like, you know, one of my favorite tweets I read yesterday was like the one that everybody says, a studio that knows this person better than that knows this person and you guys don't even know him.
Y'all act like y'all knew
y'all act
him.
like y'all knew him and things like that. Well, again, this is someone that did know him. So, I mean, since everybody likes to ignore Chadwick's own words and everybody likes to ignore Derek's words, everybody likes to ignore his niece's words, maybe you'll take it from somebody that's actually in the film. No, she didn't say anything about recast, but you can tell the tone is there.
I mean, she
you can
said
tell
there's
her
a
T'Challa-sized
hole in the movie.
There's a T'Challa-sized hole, bro. And then again, I think her why is honestly just coming from Ryan. Why are you playing on our community's tropes so hard? Why do you find Black Death so fascinating? Like when she said, when he asked her, "Can you swim?" Bro, what?
Yeah, and then people were talking about one of the coolest parts is Ryan Coogler learning how to swim so he can be in the water with them for this movie.
The nigga couldn't swim?
No. I'm like, that's not fucking cool. Like, what did he need to be in the water for? He just, if anything, he just did that to try and make some... It's just not. I didn't think it was cool. Like,
no.
The nigga can swim now. Cool. Like, I can swim too.
No, I didn't. Like I said, I didn't find any of it cool. I didn't find it. I didn't find her death fun nor fascinating. Again, I'll say it. That's I had to leave. It was too much. So that's Angela Bassett's comments. That's the things that she had to say about it. But like I said, when it comes to recast, when it comes to these things, there are going to be things that come out every single day.
Yep.
There are going to be things when it comes to T'Challa, the Black Panther franchise, for people that are saying, we had a comment today that said, Chadwick Boseman is T'Challa, move on.
Yeah, I looked
Again,
at that.
All of you are so confused and brainwashed. Chadwick Boseman is Chadwick. He's not T'Challa. Ben Affleck is not Bruce Wayne. He's Ben Affleck. Henry Cavill is not Kal-El.
Nope.
He's Henry Cavill. Like, so to think that these people...
Joaquin is not the Joker.
Yeah, Joaquin is not the Joker, bro. These are fantasy characters. So when you come in with that weird, twisted, morbid logic, when you're saying like, oh, these people are these characters... There's a wider conversation that we need to be having, and maybe in a counseling office. Yeah. I don't know.
Delusion is is a crazy thing to deal with.
It's crazy, man. And
it's almost as dangerous as hope.
And it's an illusion that that Marvel created that you are literally just feeding into.
Like I was about to say, like self prophecy.
Yeah, it's weird, bro. It is so weird to me. And then to say to move on. Well. For anybody that's new, that might be, because this is going to be one of those clip videos. It's going to be its own individual video. So for anybody that's new, and you're new here and you haven't seen us talk about recast before, to answer his comment, Chadwick Boseman is T'Challa. Move on. I will never move on. So as long as T'Challa's off the screen, you can expect recast videos from Planet Fanatics, because I will never move on until he's back on the screen.
My response to that is grow up.
My response to things like that is always, and I do want to say this for the camera too. For my response to those are, I've said this before on Twitter, I've said it before here. It's always interesting to me when we get comments like that on videos, because you willingly watched a video you completely disagreed with, and most of our recast videos are like 30 minutes to 45, maybe to an hour.
Yeah, and
so you watched that entire video, then you commented, because. And so my thing with that is, if you don't care that much, if recast is not something you are pro, why do you keep finding yourself in these spaces? And then, that's really
people
weird.
Act like those types of comments, like as we read them, I'm just like, fuck! Like, there go my whole week. Like, damn, that hurt my feelings.
Yeah, bro.
Like, you know what? Let me sit up. Let me get my fingers ready, and let me get a hateful comment ready to, like. I mean, it's just honestly the simple fact that we know, I mean, not to sound ignorant or anything, but it's just we know we're not wrong, because one of our main jobs is to put the correct information out for everyone in our community and everything. Like, that's one of the main reasons we started this, and one of the main reasons we're doing this, because it's just like, a lot of people have different opinions and everything, but the fact that we can base our opinions on the leaks that we get are accurate leaks and accurate sources and everything, and at least we're not coming with these straight biased opinions and topics from the jump. Like, everything we do is just like a straight, if it's not like something that's a rumor, like, we're putting almost everything real into the into our videos. So for someone to come and say like a stupid ass comment like Chadwick is T'Challa, I mean, like, it's almost like unreadable, considering like how much effort we do into this, and just see how little effort that shit took. I mean, it doesn't mean anything.
Yeah, like I said, there's a lot of ignorance that surrounds.
But I do appreciate the comment added to our channel. And shout out Cornelius with the super chat. Said, hearts to the panel and chat, just showed up to support and say Ryan Perry Coogler can kick rocks and take T'Challa Tootsie Roll with them.
No, we appreciate you, C. Appreciate you being here. Like, I definitely appreciate the super chat. That's always appreciated. But like I said, as always, question is for you guys. Let us know down below in the comments what you guys are thinking. Are you thinking, hey, I didn't find anything wrong. The Angela Bassett Queen Ramonda scene when she passed for me was just more emotionally invested me more in the film. And again, I'm sorry, I'm gonna continue to say this. When you come over to our channel and we talk recast, I'm never trying to make you hate the film or make you feel any type of way. If you liked it, you liked it. Film is subjective. But I will say this: if you found the death of Queen Ramonda to be emotionally grabbing, or you found the opening scene of that movie to be honorable to Chadwick and touching, again, there's a wider conversation that needs to be had, because that shit's weird.
Learn about it.
That's weird. So let us know what you guys are thinking about Angela Bassett's comments. Do you think that, she is on the pro recast side? Do you think that I mean, what do you think about her telling Ryan Coogler, what are you doing? Why are you killing my character? You're going to rue the day. What is, all those things. Let us know what you guys are thinking about that down below in the comments. Recast T'Challa. What is the chat?
Cornelius said, because he was talking about, he said Agatha gets her own Disney Plus series, but Monica doesn't.
Oh, I love Monica. That's my second favorite.
He said Agatha was an old granny in the comics who mentored Wanda. The MCU is making her bigger than what she is. White sidelining more important characters. It's weird.
It's true. That is true. That just like, even though, even same thing with Wonder Man. But they'll say, well, we made him black. So
he can represent you guys. Thanks. Official Liam G, some black creators inject trauma on their work because that's all they know, and I'm not here to say whether it's wrong or right, because black trauma is very real, but everyone has a right to an opinion.
Yes, no, black trauma is extremely real. But I guess when I say that, my issue is that as black people, we know black trauma is real. We deal with it. Like, that's something we deal with, bro. Like, we deal with black trauma. And I love what Shannon Sharp said. Shannon Sharp on First Take was talking to dude I can't stand. Who's
Skip?
Skip. Was talking to Skip Bayless, and they were talking about the stuff with Kyrie and Kanye, and he was like, "Why is it that we always have to? Our punishment is always harsher than anyone else." You know, because I remember the boy that shot up the church and they took him to get a burger after.
Yep.
I remember people saying, like, well, he was already in police custody and blah, 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 blah. You motherfuckers are ready to cancel Kyrie because he posted something and didn't even allude to what all he did was post a picture.
Just posted the link.
So, like, and I know that that's not the same thing when it comes to the black trauma stuff, but what I'm saying is, anytime that we are involved in any type of negative news, controversy, it gets pushed. Like I don't, for me personally, being black, I don't need to see black trauma in a fantasy film, bro.
That's my thing. Like, if I wanted to go see...
I'd watch Roots.
If they came out with 12 Years a Slave and I wanted to go watch that, perfect. That's real trauma.
Yes.
And I know that heading into the movie.
I'd watch Boys in the Hood or a movie like that. That's... I don't go to Marvel films to sit down and be traumatized by tropes from my community. That's just not... So yes, black trauma is very real. It's very real. But I don't need that very real realism thrown in my face in a fantasy film. For viewers' entertainment. I just don't need that.
Veli Superb said, who is Angela Bassett as an option to help carry the franchise going forward, but kills her character off after already losing Chadwick? Ryan has issues.
Someone hurt Ryan. I don't know who. I don't know where. I don't know when in his life. But he's hurt. Someone hurt him.
DJ F and I said her death made no sense. Why was the queen not guarded? And she was a warrior.
Yep, she was a warrior, and you know, in the comics, not even T'Challa's real mother, his stepmother. But you know, it's just, I asked those same questions. Why she was only guarded, if you want to even use that word, accompanied by Riri Williams.
Why is she playing guard?
Yeah, and I mean, and standing in front of the windows and stuff like that. You know, exposed to Namor, like. Even when they went to war, they took 10 motherfuckers.
Yeah.
They took like 10 Doras and
that's
Winston.
They took 10 Doras. Then that's what I said when we came back and reviewed. I said when they went to war, they deadass took the Dora Milaje, the Jabari tribe, Nakia, Riri, and
that's
Shuri. It. Like out of the whole Wakanda nation.
And I'm not even being like sexist or anything like that.
There's no.
But. Suri, and I don't dislike Suri as none of them.
Navy, no River Tribe, no. I mean, you had Nakia, and no. I mean, I'm not even the most educated on all the tribes there, but I just know there's a They have a Navy. They have everything
Wakanda
that a normal country
Wakanda has a
and
galactic
more,
empire,
and
so
more.
But I'm not even. I don't mind Suri as BP in the comics or whatever.
DJF and I said is all the Rhino tribe locked up, and like they lost Wakanda tribe, and it's just like they went to hell with them. Like,
but Suri saying Mbambe. I didn't feel that. I did not feel it. I didn't feel that. Like when she was Mbambe, I was like, oh. I don't feel that. That didn't get me hyped to pick up a spear and like, cause you know when
didn't make me feel like
when T'Challa said that shit in Infinity War. When T'Challa said that shit in Infinity War, I was like, yeah, I'm ready to cut Thanos' fucking head off. But when she said it, I was like, Namor about to whoop y'all's ass.
I'm ready to go to sleep. Bitch, put me to bed. I'm ready to go to sleep. Kenny Pierce said, profiting off of a real-life tragedy shouldn't be an unpopular opinion. It should be common sense. Nobody should be okay with that.
Nah, I agree. I mean, because, bro, at the end, anytime I've been asked so many times about Wakanda Forever from people that I personally know. Like today, people at work were asking me, so what did you think? You know, blah, blah, blah. People I didn't see yesterday at work. They're like, what'd you think?
And I hate to give them, like, my super fanned up opinion and stuff. So
I just tell them it wasn't good. And if they ask me to go in detail, I'm like, okay.
You asked.
I'll go in detail.
I'll tell people. I'm like, I didn't like it. You might, but I wouldn't spend money on it. That's what I've told people. I'm like, I wouldn't spend the money on it. Like, I wouldn't be like, get a bunch of friends and be like, let's go watch this shit. Because y'all gonna walk out not in a good mood.
Let me answer this one. Mr. Alfonso Howard, welcome back. Because he was here yesterday with questions about recast. And he said, how do you recast the role of T'Challa when nobody wanted to take the role, especially for this movie? Did anyone think about that? Actually, again, this is what I mean, and I love these type of questions, so I'm educating. I'm not upset. I'm not coming at you hard or anything. I'm educating. Yolande Noel said he wanted the role.
And even just to answer your question,
like,
everything, you give it time.
Yeah, no,
if no one wants to play that role now because they feel like they couldn't touch it, give it a month. No one wants to give it another month. But they felt like they had to get this movie out on a certain slate to push some kind of agenda. I mean, not even to push an agenda. They just needed the money. That's what money.
No, that's what it was. It was a money, it was a money grab. That's why they used his. That's why it was Chadwick that was used in the advertisement and all that type of shit and blah blah blah. But no, Yolande Noel said he wanted the role. He said all Marvel needs to do is reach out to his agents. Not only that, no one ever in recast ever once has said, at least over here, I can't speak for every other channel, but over here, no one has said he needs to be recast for this film. He better be in this film. If he's not in this film, I'm going to burn it down. Blah, blah, blah. It's none of that. I did not have to have T'Challa in this film. I didn't have to have it. I wanted it, yes. And I also understand that Chadwick Boseman passed away, so I would have given Marvel the grace period there for them to be like, hey, we got to figure this out so he won't be in this film, but we will have him in the next film. What we're saying is, you can do whatever you want to do with the character outside of putting him 6 feet in the ground. If you wanted to save him and not put him in this film because of the tragic passing of Chadwick Boseman, that is understandable. But you can do anything but put the character 6 feet in the ground. So no, there were other actors that were interested. There are still actors right now as we are speaking that are interested in helming the most successful black character to ever don media, period. Like, I don't know why people are thinking that if you look at an Aldous Hodges or you look at a Yolande Noel, you look at a Damson Idris, you look at a John David Washington, that any of them would say, no, I don't want to be the most successful black superhero in the world, period. No, I don't want to be the most successful black superhero in Marvel, and join the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Like, in no universe, bro, in no place are Damson or any of these other young black actors saying to themselves, nah, I'm good on that. I don't want to be representation for my community. I don't want little black boys to look up to me in a fantasy role. In no universe, bro, is that happening. So Marvel just decided to make a selfish decision. And that selfish decision was taking T'Challa off the screen without really realizing, and actually I don't even want to say without realizing, because Marvel is full aware. They are fully aware of what the character means. Mr. Alonzo, I don't know if you know this or not, but Nate Moore, who we talk about often, in 2018 on the red carpet for Black Panther said, in order for people, film viewers, to love T'Challa, they have to first, in order for people to love the Black Panther, they have to first love T'Challa. So it was never any of that. And then he said there are no more black male actors speaking out about how they thought they could be the next T'Challa and that they were reaching out to Ryan Coogler, Nate Moore. No other actors were reaching out. No, John David Washington didn't step up and say, oh, I would like to be T'Challa. Damson didn't step up and say, I'd like to be T'Challa. None of them stepped up and said. The only one that we've gotten that has said something publicly about it is Yolande Noel. So, but just because actors haven't spoken up about, like, before
you think any actors
like,
spoken
not only that, before the news came out for Pirates of the Caribbean, the spinoff, nobody knew that Margot Robbie was even thinking about trying to do that until she spoke up about it. But I'm sure that had been on her mind for quite some time. She had spoken with the studio for quite some. We don't know what is going on behind the scenes with Marvel. We don't know what agents have reached out to Marvel. Do you think that any time that a actor, black, Hispanic, white, purple, or blue, goes to audition for a role, they publicize that shit? Hey guys, just left X, Y, and Z film, or just left trying out for this film. No, their agents handle that. That's all behind the scenes. This is Hollywood we're talking about. That shit's not publicized like that unless they've gotten the role. Like, so no, to say that there are no other black actors speaking out about, yes, they're not speaking out, but you don't know if they've contacted Marvel. You don't know if their agents have contacted Marvel. That's you're going in assuming shit, and you know what they say about assumptions.
Why would you speak out to claim that role? I mean, even with such with how Chadwick passed and everything. I mean, with it being that's a role that they need to go recast themselves. That's not a role where all these black actors need to be. I want to be T'Challa. I want to be T'Challa. I want to be it's just something where Marvel needed to come to the decision of, oh, we need to recast T'Challa and we need to go find an actor who wants to do it. It shouldn't have been, oh, Marvel sees all these actors want to play T'Challa, let's just choose one. No, they should have came to the decision to do it themselves and find someone to cast him. Even whenever it is they don't I don't think that's usually how acting works. You don't just, I want to play this role and then they're gonna hit you up. No, it's literally like you said, a whole agency thing. They're looking at what you've played. Bro. They look at people who they wanna play that role or who they have ideas for and everything. But to say that nobody played that role, I wanted to play that role, I mean, I'm pretty sure John David Washington would play that role instantly, almost because when Chadwick was at Howard, Denzel paid for his tuition. Him and Denzel were close. So, I mean, to imagine John David Washington wouldn't want to play any role that Chadwick Boseman brought to life, I mean, that's just one person. That's just John David. I mean, I'm sure if we dug up and found actors' statements and how they really felt stuff, we could find actors who wanted to play T'Challa and just haven't publicly said, I want to be T'Challa. But there's definitely actors who would want to be the Black Panther, without a doubt, and be the king of Wakanda.
And this is the last thing I'm going to answer to him, because you also said this last night, and I thought I articulated this for you well last night, but maybe I need to go in just a little harder on it. You said people do understand, even if Chadwick doesn't pass away, he was not going to be in this movie because his body was not going to allow him. Okay. I really don't know what how you all think Hollywood works. I really don't. I'm bro, we just did one of our main topics yesterday was the Pirates of the Caribbean spinoff. What was everyone with a Pirates of the Caribbean spinoff saying? Because the Pirates of the Caribbean spinoff was not going to have its main character, Captain Jack Sparrow, in it. So everybody was saying, you're doing a pirate spinoff without Captain Jack Sparrow? Why do you think that was the tone? Because it was the franchise's main character. Regardless of if Johnny Depp plays him or not, you can't sit and say that the next actor is not going to do as good, if not better, as Chadwick or let's talk Chadwick, as Chadwick. You can't make that assumption. And yes, his body wasn't going to allow him to do it. Again, how many times have we seen Marvel push projects back and do not comment, well, that would have messed up their timeline? They swapped No Way Home and Multiverse of Madness. They pushed back the Marvels. They pushed back Blade. They pushed back Secret Wars.
We watched Black Widow after Endgame.
We not only did we
2 years.
That's a perfect example.
After
Endgame. We got trailers Black Widow for 3 fucking years because they kept pushing it back and pushing it back and pushing it back and pushing it back. So don't tell me Marvel can't do things. Don't tell me Marvel can't shift things. Don't tell me Marvel won't change things at the last minute. I'll give examples of last minute shit. Let's talk about Endgame or Infinity War. When they were marching on Wakanda, charging on Wakanda, who was in the trailers? Hulk. Who was removed from that scene in the movie? Hulk. Who was supposed to show up at the very end of WandaVision? Doctor Strange. Who was removed for the sake of the story of Multiverse of Madness? Doctor Strange. How many cameos were supposed to show up in Multiverse of Madness and No Way Home? Many that I'm not about to get into. But they changed it because Marvel can change and do whatever the fuck Marvel wants to do. So to come in with this assumption that Marvel can't do certain things is wildly insane to me. And to come in and say things that we already know about Chadwick, yes, we know the man was sick. We know that the man died. But at the end of the day, if, again, I've used this, if Tom Holland right now was to pass, in no fucking universe do they not recast Spider-Man. In no fucking universe do they say Spider-Man 4, cameo in Born Again, Spider-Man 5 and 6, cameo in Kang Dynasty and Secret Wars. Nah, because of Tom Holland's legacy, we're done with it. No, that's not, none of that shit works that way, bro. Like, it doesn't work that way. And I'm like, that's ignorant.
Yeah, I was gonna say, and it's ignorant to just say he couldn't do it. His body wouldn't allow him. Like, his body allowed him to do the first Black Panther, and he may have struggled through it at times. But I mean, none of us truly know.
Make sure, again, Alonzo, you sound like those guys that are coming into spaces not knowing what you're talking about. Make sure you have your facts straight. Feige didn't say that. Disney said that. Bob Chapek said that. Chapek told them, whatever you guys decide, Disney and the mouse back you up.
Not Kevin
Feige. We don't know what Kevin Feige said in the moment. We know what he has said after. We know what he said at D23 when he said what he said about Chadwick. We know when he said it was too soon. That was Bob Chapek. So again, make sure you come in fully loaded. Nobody was trying to step into Chadwick Boseman's footsteps because they didn't believe they could add on to what... Okay, so on this one, I'm really done. I'm not even answering this one because now you're making assumptions that you spoke with Yolande, that you spoke with Damson, that you spoke with John David Washington, or any of the other black actors out there that could honestly take this role.
Mr. Alfonso is him.
Yeah,
Mr. Know-It-All.
Yeah, like, I'm so glad that you have such the tight relationship with Marvel that you have, that you are able. Yeah, please let me know. If you have any more meetings or you've talked with any more actors that could potentially want to take this role, let me know. I would love to talk about this stuff with you, because I'm not in the spaces that you're clearly in. Let's answer some of these other comments.
Nigga said Alfonso is the Watcher. Dougie Fresh. I'm dead. He said, alright, these Diesel said, no, let me scroll up a little, find some important ones. Sir Yuri G said, oh hell yeah, it sounds cooler, dude. That and Amandel from the motion comics as well sounds badass. What are they talking about? Corduroy Jones. You better believe there are actors who would love to take that role and would do a great job. Yolande would be a fantastic addition.
Yeah, bro. Like, that's crazy. And to address Miss Makiba down there, are you asked? Because we're definitely looking for moderators. She said, just make me a moderator for 5 minutes, bro. That's all I need is 5 minutes.
Oh,
that's funny.
We definitely need to start looking into that.
Yeah.
Stamina MC said, Shuri saying Bombay did not land for me one bit either.
No, sir. No, sir.
Hungry Almighty said, what's the issue where, the comic book issue where T'Challa's talking to that little boy? The picture that you pulled up?
I'll have to pull up the issue.
J-Rob said, the Rhino tribe was present fighting against the Black Order in Infinity War. They were. Mm-hmm. But that was before
the tribe.
What's his name? Is it Daniel Kaluuya?
Daniel Kaluuya.
Yeah, that's before he decided he wasn't gonna. Because ever since he decided he wasn't gonna be in Black Panther 2, they just went to hell with his tribe. Because that's the tribe he was in, right?
Mm-hmm. The border tribe.
And DJF and Nice said Shuri didn't even get built for the role. Angela Bassett had more muscle than her.
Yeah, no, Shuri didn't get built for the role at all. Like, that's another thing. Like how Trey was talking about that, how small she was.
Bro, she's
small.
Yeah, she is.
She's small.
And that's another thing I'll comment on, too, though. Angela Bassett did look kind of ripped, though, in that scene where she had the top on that just went over
Angela
her shoulder.
But she's always been ripped like that, bro.
Ripped, bro.
Her, like, we'll watch her when she
has some traps on her.
Tina Turner is already naturally just buffed. Like, when she plays Tina Turner, she is. But I think Angela Bassett is just naturally that way, too.
She might be.
She's ripped like that in everything she plays in.
Kenny Pierce said, if Paul Walker's character would have died in a car accident at the very beginning of Fast and Furious 8 and they used his face in the marketing to sell their movie, there would have been uproar.
Yes. Yes, there is.
Stamina ends. Nah, not even gonna read that. He's replying to Mr. Alfonso. So, Spoiler King said, that's a crazy idea to think no one wanted to step up. Look at 007. So many people get fan casted and actors would love that role. None of them thinking I can't hold up to blah, blah, blah.
Who said that?
Spoiler King.
Yes, thank you, Spoiler Kings. And that's my thing, too. Like, I mean...
Like, as a man, like, what do you think? Like, I can't live up to him. Like... As an actor, like, that's your job. Like, go do better than the previous. Like,
and then to sit and think that there's not any black male actors that would want to step in that role and be that new beacon of hope.
After seeing how much the money the first one made, too.
Yeah,
With
bro.
how much money would come with the franchise. I know black people enough to know, give me the role, money. Like.
Yeah, bro. Like.
Dougie Fresh said, nothing about Shuri screams fighter. And then Pookie Woods agreed with us that Angela Bassett's all been ripped.
Yeah.
Raymond said she had that body since What's Love got to do with it. Yep.
Yep. What's Love got to do with it,
Deani
bro?
said
That's
Angela Bassett
movie.
always looks like she in the gym. Yep. A lot of agreement. Let's see. Ant-Man said, I like creating my own superheroes. I'm going to create a superhero inspired by Black Panther and honoring Chadwick. I'm going to make sure that his character is as powerful as T'Challa.
He said you're writing one?
Yeah, he said he likes creating his own superheroes.
See, that's dope. That's dope.
Veli Superb said at Kenny Pierce that that is literally
I'm sorry to cut you off. Once you're done... I would like to see, like, send us some of your stuff that you've done. I would love to see some of the stuff that you've created. But go ahead, sorry.
This movie. Veli Superb said that is literally the reason I refuse to watch this movie, and I'm done with the MCU.
Don't blame you, bro.
And Gray agreed actors want that challenge, and J-Rob said all Ryan thinks about is death in Oakland. He needs help. That's crazy, but I mean, I can definitely see it. Official Liam G said, I want Casper Cole in the future to be brought in.
I could see that too. I would love that too, honestly.
The Jinx once said, if Michael Keaton can reprise Batman, Bassett could be a Black Panther.
Who'd he say?
The Jinx said, if Michael Keaton can reprise Batman, Bassett, Angela Bassett could be a Black Panther. Stamina said, life-changing role. Nah, fuck it. Someone got there first. I'll scrape by with what I have here. Nobody ever.
Yeah.
I'm glad so many people think the same way I do. Official EMG said, oh my god, can I send you all my heroes I've created? Would love you guys' feedback. Of course. We always looking in the DMs at art and whatever y'all send, or even if y'all want to send Discord, wherever y'all want to send it.
Who asked me about the comic?
That was Hungry. I think it was Hungry Almighty that asked about which comic issue that was with the little boy.
That is Black Panther by Reginald Hudlin. It's the complete collection, Volume 1. I think I have that one. I know I do. It's not in my.
Not on display.
Yeah, it's not in here, but I do have that one.
J-Rob said, Winter Soldier was the peak of the mountain for the MCU. I should have jumped ship right then and there.
I'm sorry.
J-Rob said, Winter Soldier was the peak of the mountain for the MCU. I should have jumped ship right then and there.
Winter Soldier is top MCU material for sure. Like, it is, I think, Winter Soldier's in my top 3. For sure. Yeah, it's in my top 3. Does anybody, before we start, does anybody want to get out? Whew, that seems tough, bro. That is tough. That's some G shit to ask somebody before you whoop their ass.
No, yeah. And not ask somebody. Then you ask a group.
Yeah, ask a group.
A group of niggas. If I'm in that elevator,
I'm saying
I see a nigga with confidence like that.
Hey, I want to get out. I wouldn't have got in.
Let me out.
I wouldn't have got in.
Gray said Winter Soldier is top 3, no lower than 5.
No lower
and
than
Hungry
5.
said Winter Soldier is my favorite solo movie, MCU solo movie.
Yeah, it's great.
Raymond said, I've got the entire collection. That's the same run Shuri became Black Panther in.
Yeah.
Ant-Man said, it'll take a while. I'm still in a drafting process on creating my first superhero character, but once it's completed, I'll be sure your black representation is the main goal.
That's dope.
Make sure that you guys know.
That's dope.
Double M said Winter Soldier probably got more screen time than Chadwick's Black Panther.
Oh, yeah.
Like, Bucky deadass probably has more screen time as, like, Bucky Barnes and the Winter Soldier than Chadwick has as T'Challa.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Let's see. Unless you have anyone that you see.
Kitty said there are probably some white actors who would resort to the old Thespian ways to play this role. Oof.
But I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying by that. What you're saying is that's how many people want to play this role.
Yeah, that's how sought after this role is. That people probably would result to doing blackface just to be in this role. You know? We've got officially MG that said, "OMG, can I send y'all my heroes I've created with love?" Oh yeah, bro. Like anybody out there, officially MG, Ant-Man. If you guys like J.O. Wolf is one of our longtime viewers, subscribers. He's been here, I think, since day one. J.O. Wolf does great artwork. He can draw very well, and some of his artwork is really dope. And he sends it to us, and we get to view some of the things he does. So I would love to see any type of work that you guys do. I would love to see you guys' talents, honestly, because like I think as a person, I wish I could draw. I really wish I could draw. I can't draw like that. I can't draw. Period. So
and I mean,
you don't even want me doing stick
y'all out
figures.
Here supporting us every day. I mean, it ain't nothing to look in the DMs and look what y'all doing and try to support y'all in any way possible we can. So
for sure,
definitely anytime y'all have anything, because both of us are on the Instagram and everything. So if one of us don't see it, the other one will. We'll remind each other. But most of the time we see everything almost as soon as it gets sent to us. It's not like we're some super big channel or anything. I'm always on my phone checking sports, comic news. Dougie Fresh said Robert, and that's what I was gonna say. Robert Downey Jr. could take up the T'Challa role when he did that shit, bro. That
in Tropic Thunder.
Yes, bro. It's
one of
my favorite
people.
That's one of my favorite pictures in my phone.
It's one of the only times blackface is not offensive. It's bro.
That shit is so funny as
funny,
fuck,
bro. It is so funny.
I have that picture on my phone. It's like, what do you mean, you people? It's just like I said that shit hella, bro. Like that movie is so funny. And then Mr. Dailani said he's so iconic for that. And then Ant-Man said I can't draw a lot. I'm more of a writer. You're gonna have to find me an illustrator.
I see.
I mean, shit.
Writing's a talent too.
Yeah, no,
talent,
I'm sure some of y'all could even connect with each other in the Discord or whatever. Like, you got drawers and illustrators. I mean, I'm
like
sure some of y'all could get together. Yeah.
J.O. Wolf does draw,
and he is in the Discord.
Grace said Damson Idris, Giovanna Depot, and damn, I lost comment. Like 3 new comments came in, and Steven James are my top 3 for T'Challa. And then D. Steezel said, "Be Real with D Real is in the building."
We appreciate
Shout out
Be Real with D Real.
Crazy on a Tuesday. Crudor rejoined, said T'Challa was supposed to and should have had fight scenes and fight choreography the way we saw in the Russo's Winter Soldier film. We never got to see that.
Yep. That's one scene I've talked about now since the since Friday's review that we did is the Winter Soldier, or I'm not sorry, not the Winter Soldier, but the Civil War scene where
I'm the dude.
Bucky is being tormented by Zemo again, and then he turns back into the Winter Soldier. T'Challa kicked his ass without the suit.
Yep.
T'Challa didn't need the BP suit for people saying like, I don't even want to get into that shit. But yeah, that's one of my favorite scenes too.
D. Steele said, whoever they pick for Doom better keep that mask on.
Yeah. Well, the rumor is Adam Driver's also in there.
Mesa Dayani said, I asked this in another Black MCU YouTube discussion and they couldn't answer me. What Black love story would you love to see from the comics and the MCU? Are there any?
Monica and
Monica,
Blue Marvel.
yep.
Monica and
mean,
Blue Marvel.
T'Challa and
If done
Storm.
correctly. Yeah, T'Challa and Storm, obviously. I mean, that would be my first, but I was thinking outside T'Challa since they've taken that character
Off the
and,
table, yeah.
you know, just obviously it's to be damned. Monica and Blue Marvel for sure. Monica and Blue Marvel for sure. I think that Adam Brashear and Monica's relationship in the comics is one of my favorites. It's a very interesting relationship, and you just have two strong fucking
yeah.
powerful beings that are a couple. Yeah, I would love to see that. And again, that's the type of representation. When we say representation, that's what we want to see on screen.
Raymond said, or no. Hunger Almighty said, eventually the love for T'Challa is going to get so big because of how much we miss him. The Marvel really can't ignore it. Black Panther 3, this is going to start all over again. I mean, it ain't ever going to stop. I mean,
It's never news will come out tomorrow. I'm sure somebody from
I'm sure like
going to say something.
We'll have like February days where we don't talk about obviously we'll have days of no Black Panther talks and stuff like that, but there's going to be every day for a while that there's some news that comes out where we can obviously just get on here and break it down because it's gonna be some stupid shit that Nate Moore came out and said again or something. Spoiler King said the way this movie was going with not recasting, I think Nakia should have become Black Panther. She's 100% better than Shuri in this movie. What do you guys think?
I agree. I have said that before because if you were gonna do anything, if you're gonna make anybody Black Panther, I mean. And here's what I'll say. Obviously, the comics are the comics. The MCU is the MCU. So taking all the logic of Nakia taking the heart-shaped herb from the comics outside, taking that logic out and just using it for the MCU, she's the most logical explanation to be BBP in the MCU. Why? She's a mercenary. She's already trained. Hell, she broke into Telecon with no fucking problem. We've seen Nakia be the warrior that she is. So to have someone again who has no martial arts training but just has the power of the herb and now she's BP, to take it back to Ryan Coogler saying if it doesn't make sense, it's not our truth. Well, that shit didn't make sense. It didn't make sense. Like the character you've created that we've seen now three times in the MCU prior to Wakanda Forever, I never got the impression that character could do that.
Nah, get the fuck out of here.
Be Real with D-Real said Nakia needs to become Malice. And Cornelius said that Nakia is a damn villain. Nope, don't care. She's a villain.
No, I agree.
That's why I was saying taking away
but it's crazy,
the logic from the comic.
I'm just saying, you saying like, nope, like you don't agree with that and everything, Cornelius. It's just crazy. It's the most thing that makes sense in the MCU. Nakia being Black Panther would have 100% made more sense than Nakia.
In the MCU, for sure.
Yeah, in the MCU than Shuri being Black Panther. So it shows that how far that they've diluted from source material just based off killing T'Challa.
No, now, and that's not me saying that I don't agree, because I do agree. I was, the whole thing with him being in a relationship with Nakia from the beginning, I was like, oh, okay, well, we've seen things changed in the MCU, so it's a change that I guess it's fine. Well, it's like the dog that's it's fine. Everything, it's fine. It's fine. Just, but no, I do agree. I mean, same like what D-Real said, Nakia needs to become Malice. I mean, she's a villain, bro. Like, she is. But again, taking that logic out and just using the logic of the MCU, she just would have been the more logical person to be in the suit.
Ant-Man said, if Black Panther 3 brings back T'Challa, my faith in Marvel will be restored. Till then, thumbs down.
I agree.
Cornelius said another reason why T'Challa Tootsie Roll is a stupid idea.
Yeah. I'm telling you, I can't get behind little TJ, and nothing will ever get me behind little TJ.
And then Hungry Almighty said, E-Man said that Nate Moore said something in the rest of the video that really disappointed him.
Oh, I'm sure. When does Nate Moore open his mouth and we're not disappointed?
We're excited, yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure Nate Moore. I mean, he was stuttering. Like I said, he was stuttering over his fucking words.
Out whenever he
like yeah, bro.
It's just you can tell what lines are rehearsed and what questions caught him. Like, oh, dude, shit.
Yeah, yeah.
Gray says Nakia would turn evil if T'Challa comes and she finds out he already knew Storm.
I like what Miss Makiba said when she said instead of making her a damn baby mama. Yeah, like, again, another trope. She's a fucking
Cornelius said, my other gripe is if you don't want characters to be who they were created to be in Nakia becoming Malice, why not create your own character? And that's one thing that, like, them creating Layla and everything, how they did Moon Knight, like, at first I was like, it's stupid because they did rush it. But then, like, I wasn't upset that they created a character. Like, you were literally your own Marvel universe. Like, if you want to create your own character to represent something, you do that. Like, you have the ability to do that. But I just don't see why it's... I get switching the source material, but I don't get completely, like, shying away saying fuck the source material and doing something completely different.
Yeah, it's like
the polar opposite.
It's like Be Real said. It tells you nobody read
the comics, and that's exactly what it tells you. But that's I want to say that's a given also. Like, listen to how DeMeo has talked about, well, not so much the writing room with 97 that he's in, but look at the writer's room over with She-Hulk. Like, they tried, bro. They did. They tried. But tell me again that you didn't understand the comics without telling me you didn't understand what you were trying to do. Like, it's the same thing with the people over the BP franchise in Marvel. What did Coogler say when he first was picked as director of the first BP? They gave him a chest full of Marvel or Black Panther comics, and he says he read them back up and down. Yeah. But bro, again, then his statement right after that to say T'Challa inherited the mantle. I was like, okay, you didn't read shit.
And then he said some shit about Storm.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, you didn't read shit. You didn't read shit. Just from you saying it, T'Challa inherited the mantle. Yeah, you didn't read shit. Or the throne. Sorry, not the mantle, the throne. You didn't read shit. Black Panther's
always been a mantle that's been inherited. Like,
yeah, stop. You didn't read shit.
Hungry Almighty said, I heard a theory that in Kang Dynasty, an adult little TJ from the future comes to the last to warn the Avengers about Kang, and I'm like, yeah, I don't think that theory holds much ground.
I've not heard it. I hope I don't hear it. I hope that's not something that's true. Go up to what Spoiler King said there.
Spoiler King said, will Little to Charlie even care about Wakanda? Will Wakanda care about him? We getting a Haitian Black Panther now.
I don't think Wakanda will care about him because he's a hidden.
They don't care about Killmonger.
He's a hidden prince, bro.
Is that not what Killmonger is? Like,
yeah, I mean he cousin, but still.
Yeah,
but
it's just like.
I'm just saying he's still a kid that was hidden away from Wakanda.
Yeah, they didn't care about that.
And then he grew up, and they
didn't care. They didn't give a fuck. So why would they give a fuck about little TJ? Well, because it's T'Challa's son.
No.
Listen, he's been hidden from the nation.
Wakandans give a fuck about Wakandans and Wakanda. Like they care about themselves and their own, and they're not gonna just accept it. He's an outsider. That's what he is. He's gonna be growing up in a completely different country. Just because they know Nakia and everything, and she helped out, and she's his mom, or if anything, they should be questioning her. Why'd you take him away from us? Like, why did you not let him live with us in Wakanda and everything? That would be the right thing to do.
Yeah.
And then, me and T'Challa decided it's best for him not to. Like, come on, bruh. No, that's gonna be this simple ass like. D. Steezel said the Ultimate Universe had a lot of different takes on those characters, but the MCU takes it to a whole new level.
Yeah.
Stamina said, what even is the premise for Black Panther 3? I don't even think this one ended in a way that makes me anticipate / predict a third outing. They left it in such a weird place, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean... But that's what happens when you take a script that was already done and you rewrite it to fit your weird realities.
And
it's not gonna make sense.
Edit small little shit in, and it just Diani said T'Challa hiding his son makes no sense.
No,
absolutely zero. Kenny Pierce said Coogler probably didn't even watch a Comics Explained video. Nigga need Rob in his life. Be Real with D Real said Shuri's AI was called Griot, a cherry pick or a precursor.
I would say a precursor. Maybe. And that's giving Marvel a lot of credit. That's giving them a lot of credit. Actually, I don't even want to say precursor. I'm going to say cherry pick, honestly. I don't... Do they do that? Do they make Shuri... I don't know. Because my question is, do they really even care about the Black Panther franchise to even go that deep with it? Does Marvel honestly...
Because
does
they
the
already
MCU,
made him $1 billion.
That's what I'm saying.
I think
the MCU
once that
doesn't
happened,
care.
it was like... I mean, they could have been like... But how often does it happen? Like, because, you know, most movies are trilogy series, right? And how often is it that every movie in that trilogy hits $1 billion? It's just not likely and everything. And so I think once they saw like, oh, we made $1 billion with this one, and then they saw everything with Chadwick happen, I think they kind of knew like the franchise might not be as big again just because we were in COVID and everything. And so I genuinely don't, like I've said before, they have all these other things they need to get to with the X-Men, Fantastic Four, mutants, this and that. So it's less, I don't think Black Panther or Wakanda is on their minds at all. I think they just want to get past this and then get after Ant-Man. They won't be thinking about Black Panther at all.
And for those of you that don't know, yes, Shuri, it's deeper, but so much bigger than BP. Like, do I think they're doing that? No, because they don't care this much about the franchise. They don't care this much to give those deep backstories like that. If you want Shuri loved, you can make her the Griot that she is, and then you can have BP still, you know, T'Challa being... I mean, bro, they don't care. They don't... I would love to... But they don't care.
Nope.
They showed me that with that opening fucking scene. They don't give a fuck.
Double M said, T'Challa told all the former Black Panthers they were wrong. They knew about Killmonger the outsider, so now little TJ is an outsider.
Bingo. That's literally it. He's an outsider.
Yep. Ant-Man said, Black Panther 3 can work with the King of the Dead storyline. Best way to bring back T'Challa. He's called King of the Dead for a reason.
Yep, I would love to see... Again, like, all these ideas we throw out, I would love to see them.
Never opposed to them.
Never, yeah. But I really... Especially after what we read yesterday, you know, the final thing I read about how Marvel... The final thing I read in that article where it says at the moment... Or I didn't even think it said at the moment. It just said Marvel has no future plans of recasting.
That was today. I mean, that's what Angela Bassett said today.
That one, but yesterday's article it went into detail of like saying like they don't have any plans of bringing T'Challa back. TJ's your T'Challa, so whatever we get, if you want to see a King of the Dead, it's gonna be TJ.
Yep,
TJ might be rising motherfuckers back from the dead.
They're gonna put it on They're gonna put it on someone else like Killmonger.
Yeah, I think it's not gonna be the T'Challa we want, bro. It's not.
Hungry Almighty said it. So apparently Wakanda Forever is falling behind Multiverse of Madness. I know you guys said before that you don't want the movie to fail, but I was so happy hearing that it's not going to make a bill.
Oh, I
personally,
don't want it to make a bill.
I am ecstatic that Doctor Strange is still a top of the movies this year, top box office this year, just because he's my favorite character and everything. I don't see. I knew Black Panther's biggest hit when the box office would be that first weekend, but it's out of curiosity. Now that the first word's out that it's, you got some people that, oh, it was great. But for the most part, T'Challa should have been recast. It was sad, morbid, this, trauma that, don't go. Now it's like people aren't gonna go anymore. They can wait for that Disney Plus if they're hearing all this and that to watch it with their family. It's like they can wait those days now. So I don't think it's gonna hit. I don't even know how high. I don't know what's it at right now. If anyone in the chat knows.
79. Talking about the
It
score.
dropped 7. No, in the box office, like how much it made.
Oh,
first
how much
weekend.
it made. The first weekend it made 180 domestic, 180 million. The first BP film made 202 million, I believe, domestic. No, it's not hitting that bill. It's not hitting that bill at all.
Profess the Film fan said Winston Duke said he thinks we will see T'Challa. Junior.
You know, if they do, if T'Challa does come back, it would be it wouldn't be the way we want. You know, I've seen some people, and I'm gonna be honest. I've said it before. Like, I don't want a variant. I just don't. I don't want to do mental gymnastics like, oh, I'm the T'Challa from this universe, but all my people are dead and you guys lost your king, so I can come be your, like, I don't want that. I just, like, I some people might say, well, you're still getting T'Challa. Yeah, I am. I'm getting a great value T'Challa. I'm not getting 616 T'Challa. Because again, I don't care what anybody says. That's the same precedence, the same way it is in the comics. The MCU has made it established that 616 heroes are the primary prominent heroes. I don't want a 90210 T'Challa. I don't want that. I want T'Challa 616. I want the T'Challa we started with, the T'Challa that we've been with, going on stories with since Civil War. Like, yeah, he's died 3 times, but can we add some more shit to his story besides that? Like, I don't know. Keep your 90210. Keep your great value. Give me T'Challa.
Be Real with D Real said recast is replacing an actor in a role, not giving another character the same name.
Exactly, I agree. Replacing an actor in a role.
Kenny Pierce said, I'd say I'd be devastated if they did it to me, but I'd be totally dead. So what are we talking about? Oh, Raymond said Black Panther 3 is going to be another civil war. You're going to have Talakon, Namor, Thunderbolts, Val, and Doom.
Yeah, no.
I don't even care about a Black Panther 3. Like I said,
I'm not even looking for a Black
Panther 3. Give me
the
other stuff and do good on it. And if you're not going to do this right, just stay away from it.
Yeah.
And then executive judge said, I don't either. I hope they don't abuse this multiverse crap talk. He doesn't want a variant.
Man.
Dougie Fresh said, I don't know why people want variant T'Challa. It would be so weird. And Gray followed that up by saying that's lazy writing, but that's what they are good at right now.
Yeah.
Completely agree. How about the T'Challa that died was a Skrull imposter and the real one is out there somewhere? Hey,
I wouldn't mind that. That's a story I wouldn't mind.
I really wouldn't.
If all of us could write Black Panther, not even for Marvel, just Black Panther. Just give the fans Black Panther and let us recast T'Challa. That'd be cool. Raymond said 90210 T'Challa is Robert Downey Jr. from Tropic Thunder. We don't want that.
No.
Spoiler King said, check out the drops from Friday to Sunday. Friday, 84 mil. Saturday, 56 mil. Sunday, 40 mil. That's a big drop in 3 days. The second weekend will tell us how it'll do.
That is very true. And you want to know what? It's kind of like we talked about with She-Hulk. Word of mouth.
That's
word of mouth.
Now that
it's getting out there.
Tweeting people, it's trauma. Don't take your kids.
Yeah. Don't take your kids to a Marvel film. Like, people are saying that.
Then you're gonna save your money.
I'm saying that.
I mean, yeah, I am too.
Yeah, don't take your fucking kids to see this.
Don't take my little brother to see that. I mean, I know my little brother don't really care. He's not gonna be affected by that because he's not too into it really. But I just know that first scene, he's gonna look at that shit and be.
It's unnecessary.
From seeing where the Black Panther ended off, he's gonna be confused.
Yeah,
and then
Yeah. Keep it.
Ant-Man said, I would also like to see the new character Toussaint Ndoye from the comics introduced to the Black Panther film franchise. He uses vibranium origin tattoos.
Mm-hmm.
Elliot R. said they used Chadwick Boseman as an inspiration for the sleazy Wakanda Forever.
Yeah,
they used his death as to profit, bro. It was strictly to profit off of Chad's death, and to me that is just. Again, I don't know how many times I can say it. If you found that opening scene touching or moving or just awe-inspiring of honoring Chadwick, I'm looking at you different. I really am. I look at you different. If you look at that opening scene and you're like, bro, they honored the hell out of Chad. Really? Because like I said, when we learned about Chad's death, we all learned about it the same way. I wasn't there, but when I watched this film, I was literally there. I was literally there. So I wonder what Simone felt like. Literally rewatching her husband's death. That's.
Come on, man. This is weird. It's weird. Nah, keep it.
Raymond said, this is off topic, but does anyone know what the Naruto announcement next month will be? It better be a Boruto reboot.
The only person that would know that is not here. Trey.
He might be in the chat. He might be watching.
Hey, just hit Trey with that in the Discord.
Yeah, that's a Trey question.
He got you. Spoiler King said, don't take your parents. I told my mom don't see this one. She had too much cancer death in her life to see it on screen too. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
And that's
it's just
doesn't cancer run in our community the highest? Does it not? I know there's.
I mean, and colon cancer runs the highest in black men for sure. And I'm certain there's. It might be all of them because breast cancer might run the most in black women. So I mean, it might just be us as a whole race.
And then again, injecting that realism.
Kenny Pierce said, if I wanted to immortalize a character, I'd make them a cosmic entity and make them untouchable, not use them as a plot device to motivate another character.
Yeah.
Yep.
Agree, brother.
Miss Makiba said, at Gray Brother Thomas Washington would never let this happen on his Disney watch. Kenny Pierce said, when I saw the trailer, I was pissed. Dougie Fresh said, I will not recommend this movie to anyone.
Nope.
Be Real with D-Real said, it's weird how diverse the opinions on this movie are. That strikes me as weird as fuck.
Yeah. See, and so answer me this, D-Real. It's weird. It's even more weird, the diverse opinions coming from within our own community, bro. Oh my gosh. The thing I'm seeing out there that people are saying from within our own community, I'm like, again, I don't like having those conversations like I'm more black than you are. But I'm telling you, I'm looking at you different, bro. I'm looking at you like, are you
that brainwashed? Has Marvel really just?
It's people not in tune with their past or who they really are and their culture really is.
Thank you. That's perfectly put, because it's like Maya Angelou said. In order to know where you're going, you have to know who you are.
Yep.
And if you don't know who you are, if you don't know where you come from, if you don't know the things our people have been through, and you might be thinking, oh, this is just a Marvel film. Why are you making it that deep? Because it is that deep.
I mean, it's like Kyrie Irving says, every day they try to hit him with the anti-Semitism stuff. It's just like, every day I'm searching for who I still am. And it's like, it doesn't have a hurtful bone in my body. I'm just, every day I'm learning who I am and where I come from. Like, it's just, and that's what we all need to be doing. But it's just the simple fact that some people, like, try to deny the fact of like what they come from because they feel like we're oppressed or like the negative or like they're embarrassed to be black or some shit. Like, I just don't understand it. Like, I mean, at the end of the day, you are what you are. You might as well learn and feel more in tune with yourself, and that's what. Yeah, and like,
why would you not want to know where you come from? I'm so proud to say that I know my family's history. I know what I come from. I know what my ancestors went through, so that my family could be sitting here today. Like, bruh, it's important to know who you are and where you come from.
He be teaching me.
Like, yeah, you
taught me who my family members were.
Like, bruh, yeah, you can't tell me shit about who I am, like, or what I'm supposed to feel, or who, like, what our community, like, nah,
yeah,
man, you have to know that stuff, in my opinion.
Yeah, no, that's very true, because you can't just. That's something that you actually gotta know that it's happened to.
Like, I'm not gonna take somebody else telling me who I am.
Yeah, it's happened to people you're connected to. Like, it's happened to our blood. Like, I feel like some people don't really realize that. Like, at some point in time, like, your blood was being treated very poorly. Like, your family, your friends' blood, bro. Like, yeah, your ancestors, everything. The Jinx said there are rumors that Feige/Alonso wanted to have a female Black Panther to fit their new MCU. Actually, most of Phase 4 was in replacing the male characters with female versions.
Yeah.
And I've noticed that. I mean, I saw a post earlier today that every Phase 1 character has their female counterpart now, or woman counterpart now. It's just like, that's not something I really mind, though. It's just,
I don't mind it, but at the same time...
but I do notice it.
Sorry, I don't mind it, but at the same time, you gotta have that alpha male energy in there. You have to. Like, I'm sorry, bro. Like, don't get me wrong. I love Captain Marvel. I love Monica, but I want to see Adam Brashear. I want to see that strong male representation. I want to see that strong male, I want to see Cap. I want to see Thor. Like, the guys we got to see in the MCU, I want to see those guys. Yeah. That's not saying I don't want to see those females. I do. But at the same time, again, bro, I just, like, you got to have that strong male representation to accompany that strong female representation.
Shout out Josiah Allen on the $5
Yes, definitely
super
appreciate you,
chat.
bro.
He said, they Marvel really dropping the ball with how they are mishandling this iconic character and his history.
Yes.
And that's what it is. More important than the character, it's his history. Like, even the history they laid on the ground for the first movie. Like, they came in the second movie and just said, fuck it. Like, nothing in that first movie mattered.
Yeah.
But we appreciate the super
We
chat
definitely
always.
appreciate that. Thank you so much.
Veli Superb said, I'm telling you, the same people who are making fun of Chadwick when he lost all that weight are the same ones saying T'Challa shouldn't be recast to honor him. They're a bunch of hypocrites.
Yep.
Completely agree.
He talked about that too. It was I remember that one video he did where he looked real skinny. It was like a FaceTime call or something, like he was doing with someone, like a Zoom call or something. Everybody was sharing that picture, talking about Chadwick this, Chadwick that. Again, like you said, those are the same people that were screaming. Or those are the same people that are screaming, don't recast him would be dishonorable.
He's a legend.
Yeah.
But you mocking him wasn't dishonorable, which is okay.
But
So,
you know, that's
the double
human.
standards
You know,
again.
human nature.
Yeah.
Like, you know,
The
humans
double-
act
yeah,
whenever.
people are.
Hungry Almighty said, I just need a DC to rise up because I'm ready to move on from Marvel until Secret Wars comes out.
I need
DC to get their shit together.
Spider-Man No Way Home was the only movie in Phase 4 where I had the same feeling watching things like Avengers 2012, Winter Soldier, Age of Ultron, Civil War, Ragnarok, Black Panther 1, Infinity War, and Endgame.
Yeah.
Stamina MC said, I don't need you to tell me who I am, quoted by Wanda Maximoff.
Yeah, that's true. I don't need you to tell me who I am.
Dang, I lost my... I got hit with a refresh. Ashura saying Phase 4 skin is crazy. Official Liam G said there are more male characters introduced in Phase 4 than females, so I don't get that argument at all. Plus, I grew up loving female characters, like they are great in their own right.
Yeah, they are.
Like the whole MCU thing, I've never gotten behind it. I do recognize, I get it. I get where the conversation's coming from, but I've not been one that has gotten behind it. But I do recognize again what you mean, because we have gotten a lot of female heroes, and I do love the female heroes we've gotten. But it's just like I said, I just think
it's just men acting like these.
I mean, look at Winston Duke though. Look at M'Baku. I felt like M'Baku's time should have equaled that of some of the female heroes. Like, he was just, like you said, there to motivate Shuri and then there to make jokes. You ball-headed demon, or whatever you call it.
Okoye, so, yeah.
Black Claw said, you guys think Letitia Wright will stick around after this movie?
I mean...
There are loopholes to contracts, though. No.
I was just about to say the same thing. Truly thinking about it,
I don't. That's tough to say because I don't know what her contracts and things look like. But I know, again, like I just said, there are loopholes. I don't think so. Though.
I think she's made her money and now she can go. She has a name. She can go do whatever
she does. She didn't want to do
Black
this.
Panther.
Yeah, she didn't want to do this, so...
I think it's affecting her more spiritually than it is, like...
Yeah, bro, every time I see her,
pockets,
she
like,
looks depressed. Especially talking about Wakanda Forever. So why would I want to continue to drag myself into this depressing situation? So she honestly may drop.
Hungry Almighty said, my friend said that if the MCU is an anime, then the other than Spider-Man, No Way Home, and Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness Phase 4 is a filler. Mm-hmm. Raymond said, yeah, that Ramonda scene was triggering. I'm mad they killed my girl. She had great outfits in this movie, too.
She looked... I'm telling you, that the dialogue, though, that fucking Angela Bassett delivers is just...
And Be Real with D Real said, men and women should be represented on screen equally. Stop the addition by subtraction.
Yep.
100%.
I completely agree. That,
100%.
like, for everybody saying that Recast is misogynistic, where were you during the first film?
Yeah.
Like... The black women in that film were represented just as well as the black men in that film. But that's what Wakanda is. That's what Wakanda's supposed to be. So then to make this trip to Wakanda and we barely see the black men, I'm just like, But I definitely agree. Yes, it has to be stop the addition. Or it's got to be stop the addition by subtraction. We have to have everybody, it's got to be equal.
D. Steezel said the Marvel Universe doesn't work without its female heroes. You need both. And now the quality of these female-led projects is another discussion. Cough, Captain Marvel, She-Hulk, etc.
I agree.
Yeah, no, that's my thing. Like, I think a lot of just casual MCU fans see, like, how poorly some of the newer, like, women-led shows have been written, and they automatically assume, like, oh, this character's shit. Why do we need this female character? Blase this, blase that. But, I mean... And it all comes down to you like the character or you don't. I don't think it ever really matters about race, sex, or anything. Like, you pick up a book or you pick up a comic, if you appeal, like, you like the way the character looks, if you like the storyline, you like the character. If you don't, then you don't. Like, I hate the people that always try to make it about, like, power. Like, everything's fictional in this world we're, like, talking about right now. Like, yes, a woman can be stronger than a man can be stronger than a woman, a kid, a baby, toddler, infant, talking tree can be stronger than a grown man god. Like, anything is possible. Pookie Woods, or Hungry Almighty said, the problem isn't female heroes, the problem is how they are depicted. Too many strong female characters where the character is all perfect with zero charisma and having to save the male hero all the time. Cough, cough, Moon Knight.
Well, Misa said that, she did enjoy She-Hulk. And I'm going to be honest,
I did up until they started... I didn't dislike it at all. Like, I do now, but I didn't...
I thought She-Hulk was just a big build-up, and then that final episode kind of fucked me off. It was a waste of time. But I didn't have a problem with her, She-Hulk as a character. I didn't, at least.
No,
I thought it was
comic
accurate. I didn't like the way they didn't show us the court scenes, or they didn't make it a law crime show or anything like that, how they said they would. But I wasn't upset with her character. I was just upset at the writing.
Yeah.
Like whoever said in that comment, like...
I wasn't... That last episode it was like, what did we do? What did we spend this 9 weeks for?
You for sure gonna have to finish up, though. I'll get home by 11, get my dogs.
Yeah. And then I've got D. Stizzle that said an all-female X-Men squad is a no-brainer. It happened in the books. Not Again 90 said, She-Hulk was okay, but story-wise it was just all over the place, and felt the story was rushed. What it was trying to tell us, plus some of the cringe moments, the character was great, though. Yeah, I thought the character was great. It was the cringe moments in the story, and especially that last episode, I was just like, what was the point? Sir Yuri G said, I feel and have a hope Phase 5 will get certain things back on track, especially with Kang on the way. I do believe that, too. I think that this break we're getting, we're getting the Guardians of the Galaxy special, but this break we're getting after Wakanda Forever, I think it's so necessary, especially after that film. It's so necessary to take this break until February, and I hope that they come back really strong, hitting hard with Quantumania. Pookie Wood said, I love She-Hulk. Final episode was weird, but she can break the fourth wall, smack Kugler, and save T'Challa. J. Rob said, I'm on my last legs with the MCU. I'm just waiting to see how they mess up X-Men, and I pray they don't, J. Rob, man. I pray they don't. He said, I definitely agree. The writing for some of these shows were weak. Yeah, the writing for WandaVision and Loki, for me personally, were great. But everything outside of those, I'm just like, man, what are we doing?
Yeah. I can't remember Hawkeye. I can't remember Falcon.
I don't remember. Yeah, I don't remember Hawkeye.
There's bits and pieces we remember because we like them. Like the scenes and stuff, but
the car scene is the only scene I remember from episode 3 when he had to drive backwards and they were in the car and the camera worked in the car.
Yeah, and they had all those arrows and stuff.
That was the only thing that I really remember from that damn show.
We've got Ashra that said Shuri has the Griot Tusk earrings, but now the storyline is messed up and I'm sorry, this keeps moving. The chat keeps moving. And you missed my comment up top. What was your comment up top? Let me see.
That's what be happening. Comments be deep.
Was it the usefulness reached one, or was it if they wanted to say that this was all a woman movie, but there were men, but they were used as laborers? Yeah, that's true too.
All right, I'll catch you tomorrow.
All right. We've got Valley Superb that says some of Phase 4 should have should have focused on the remaining Avengers, trying to recruit new heroes. It would have been a good way to intro new Avengers while using the OGs to fill the void Cap and Tony left. I agree. Miss Makiba said, not that Rashawn... Oh, sorry, you're talking to someone. Always dug Jen and Carol Danvers in comics, but their shows did them no favors, in my opinion. I'll agree. Be Real said, thanks for letting me drop some thoughts in your live. Keeps moving. Gonna edit. Stay up, y'all. Appreciate you, D-Real. And for those of you that don't know, I'm sure D-Real's gone by now, but for those of you that don't know, we are all gonna be getting together. Me, D-Real, Theo, back at the bus, Chill, many others. We're gonna get together and we're going to do a live stream where we're gonna talk about Wakanda Forever and give you guys a really good live stream, just with all of us giving our thoughts on just everything in general. Let's see. Not Again 90 said Phase 5 is going to be much better film wise. I think we're going to get a lot of serious moments and characters' deaths to set a tone of what's to come with the villains. And I agree. Elliot R said Corona should be cast as T'Challa. Double M said I don't think Ryan Coogler's coming back to any more MCU projects. It's too much for him. He needs to do something else. Yeah, he does. He doesn't need, as I've said, step away. You don't need to do this anymore. Official Liam G said, I feel that Marvel in general is not handling their non-white male characters great. All the women lead things are written poorly, and men of color are side characters or taken out. That's true too. Amy991 said Ramonda's death made me think of how I lost my mother and my stepbrother and sister's mother, who was a mother to me. That's what I'm saying, man. We don't go to the film. We don't go to movies for that. We just don't. Hungry Almighty said, I hope they don't do race swapping to the X-Men. Like, come on, you want diversity. The X-Men is already diverse. We got people like Nightcrawler, German, Storm, African, etc. That is true. Like, that's why I'm interested to see how they handle the X-Men, because with the X-Men, it's a group that you don't have to, that's already diversified. You don't have to go in there and switch and change things up. Just leave them the way they are. Let's see. Oh, you said a comment about Bassett. Let me see what you say about Bass. How far up is that one? I don't see that one. Let's see. Then we've got Not Again 90 said, I'm okay with Ryan not coming back. He did his thing. I want to see a new direction with a Black Panther franchise anyway. Me too. Sir Yuri G said, oh, definitely checking that out. Yeah, make sure you guys check that out. Elliot R said, Ryan Coogler finally got his ticket into the Elite. Yeah. When is that stream, Misa asked? We're still going to be working that. We're still working that one out. I still need to get with everyone. We've kind of briefly, I don't even want to say we talked about it. We talked about it in passing and mentioned, but it's something we're all wanting to do. So I need to get with everybody and schedule a time to do that. Stamina MC said, on that giant live stream, invite some of the anti-recast people like that buffoon. Oh, yes. And those other two goofs on Twitter whose names I can't remember. Let's have some actual discourse. But the thing is, would they want to come in a space like that? Would they be open to coming in? No, and I'm not. It would be no disrespect, but would they be open to coming in and realistically debating pound for pound recast versus anti-recast? I would love to do it. I just don't know if they would. I don't know if they would want to do that. Josiah Allen said, we for sure need more projects like Wolf by Night. Yes, we do. I thought Wolf by Night was great. Black Claw 2 said, and now Winston Duke is saying T'Challa will eventually be back on screen one day. Yeah, and I think that if you look at the first interview he did where he's asked about recast, he said, we've got the multiverse, we've got this, we've got that. He might be leading more toward we're going to get him back in a multiversal version. I don't know what they know, if they know anything, but again, a variant is not something I'm just really interested in. D Stizzle said, that's going to be a slobber knocker of a live stream. It's going to be a really good stream. Raymond 2000 said that's true. The X-Men are most diverse group of superheroes. Yep. D. Stizzle said X-Men is the most racially diverse group in the comics. There's more black characters than the Avengers person realizes. Yeah, that's true. You know, in the which really, it's not. I know a lot of people like to say that, you know, Xavier and Magneto were based off of Malcolm X and Dr. King. That is unfortunately not true. They weren't created during their inception. That's not what they were based off of. Later on down the line, they became based on those characters, and then the same way that the X-Men are looked at differently, they kind of use that as far as like how the black community is looked at, you know, not just the black community, but just different minority groups are looked at outside. So yeah, they could play so much with so much of the X-Men. You know, we see that throughout the comics, how they're treated and things like that. So let's see. We've got Hungry Almighty that said Winston Duke is probably saying T'Challa will be back in 20 years. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Misa said, I don't trust them with the X-Men either. Not looking forward to them butchering great stories. And you know, we got the X-Men tease in 2019 at SDCC, I believe it was. I hope that they've taken this time with Kevin Feige getting his start on the original X-Men's films. I hope that he has taken his time and he's talked with everyone that's going to be putting their hands on the X-Men and understand that you can't mess this up. You can't mess this up. Let's see. Kenny Pierce said it shouldn't be a debate. That's what's crazy. It shouldn't be, but you know them. They're gonna come in and make it one for sure. But I would, bro. I'm telling you, all of us, me, Theo, Marcus, Josh, Chill, D-Real. I'm missing people. Forgive me. I'm telling you, bro. If they came in, we would be hitting them with so many facts. Stamina MC said, I don't think they'd accept, but the invite should be there. Give them the option to, go quiet or no response. That's a very good point. It's a very good point. Kenny Pierce said, not recasting a character in order to honor an actor is a new thing started with this character. Extremely new. Josiah said, Marvel doesn't have to change already existing characters. X-Men and humans are the most diverse groups in comics, period. They have it at their disposal. Use them. They do. Just like some of these other black characters they have at their disposal that they're not using. Instead, they rather race swap, which is extremely weird. X-Men are diverse in all aspects. Gender, sexuality, race, like everyone is literally represented. Exactly. Not Again 90 said, who the hell came up with that anyway? LOL, I hated when they brought those two revolutionary leaders to the X-Men characters, but it is what it is. I don't know who came up with that. But I just know people always think that that's who they were based on. No, that's not what they were based on. That's just later what they were, that they became, honestly. Asher said, I wrote, Bassett is shocked they killed her character after bucking the gatekeeping narrative of the mantle of T'Challa. Her usefulness is over. Karma is good, as she did her part. How could she be? Yeah, the whole gatekeeping, which is something we were talking about earlier too. The whole gatekeeping of this character, what can I say that has not been already said? It gets exhausting, man. It really does. Gray said they started using the analogy during the movies. Okay. Hungry Almighty said Marvel is dead the second they mess up the X-Men. Indeed. Misa said I will bring back throwing tomatoes at films. D Stizzle said I'm down for that. For all nerds on YouTube is extremely odd and anti-recast department. I have seen some of their streams. That one would be a good conversation. Yeah, and that's all I'll say on that one. Yeah. Do you think they'll butcher the Phoenix Saga again, where only the cartoon did it justice? I have no hope for MCU after Wakanda for Never. Or Wakanda for Never. Do I think that they'll handle the Phoenix Saga correctly? And again, with Kevin Feige getting his start on the X-Men, if you look at the interview that Hugh Jackman did, he, you know, where he was talking about how Feige got his start on the X-Men, he knows his stuff, and if you go in his office, it's nothing but X-Men comics, and all these comics just plastered all on his wall, and he was telling Hugh what X-Men comics he needed to read before jumping into the role and to continue on with the role, and he said if Kevin Feige's a suit in Hollywood, he's a suit with a cape. So if Feige really does his thing and handles it properly and gets in there and you know, really helms the X-Men like the way we all know they should be, I think the Phoenix Saga could be good. I think it could be good. But again, that's a big could. Feige has to put his foot down with X-Men. Hungry Almighty said, because other than Secret Wars, the X-Men is all people care about and what they're anticipating. Yes, that's true too. I just read that one from Ashura. Gray said they started a precedent that they couldn't even hold up to with the recast of Ross. Very true. Hungry Almighty said, do you think after Secret Wars the MCU X-Men came from the multiverse or were hiding? I think that they are in the 616. Which way they're bringing them in, maybe the hiding. I don't think they're going to be multiversal though. Ant-Man 991 said, now that I think about it, a variant of T'Challa just won't fill that void. It won't, man. It just will not. Michael B. Jordan, or from Raymond 2000, Michael B. Jordan, my brother in Christ, if you let Ryan Coogler develop Static Shock, I'm pulling Lori Harvey F the bro code. That ain't it. No, it's not. J. Rob said, I had no clue they were anti-recast streams. Laugh my ass off. Yeah, like I said, Planet Poppy said, I gotta watch that new For All New Nerds interview with E-Man. How was it? That one I have not watched yet. I haven't watched it. I've seen it, but I haven't watched it yet. Ashura said, are all MCU gonna be about trivia and rehash movie scripts like BP1, Iron Man 1, Doctor Strange 2, with also a little girl being the MacGuffin? You know, I don't know. The MCU's it's in a very strange place. Raymond 2000 said, yeah, I will say the only thing I care about is the X-Men. Black Claw 2 said, Ray, if Coogler directs Static Shock, he'll probably have his mom dead like she is in the cartoon instead of being alive in the comics. Yeah. The Jinx 1 said, I think Secret Wars will create a soft reboot for the MCU. I've seen that people saying that. The only reason I don't think so is because when they were purchasing the rights to use Secret Wars, the name Secret Wars, and to use Kang Dynasty, they also purchased the right to use the name for the Eternity Saga. So I think that they still have other sagas that they're wanting to tackle within this current run of the MCU. D. Stizzle said, if they race swap Reed Richards to black and Ryan directs Secret Wars, he will kill him off and have Franklin replace him. Wouldn't doubt it. Misa said, the X-Men really deserve its own phase. They honestly, bro, like that is very true. They deserve their own phase. Don't just shoehorn mutants in here and there. If I were Kevin Feige, I would have pushed everything Avengers related in favor of X-Men when COVID hit. I definitely think that the X-Men have to have, like, I've heard phase. Don't get me lying. I can't remember if it's phase 5 or phase 6 that they're calling the mutant saga or the mutant phase. I think it's phase 5 that they're saying we're supposed to be getting a whole bunch of mutants. I've even heard Wolverine is supposed to be showing up in. Man, I don't even remember. Again, don't get me lying, but I've heard Wolverine's. I'm gonna find that, and I'm gonna send that. I'm gonna talk about that the next live. I gotta find that though. Raymond 2000 said, "Don't watch. They pissed me off, especially the guy with the locks." And the dude, one of the main host dudes. Yeah. Sir Yuri G said, "I have thoughts that might be a reach for introducing X-Men. They should do it like the Ultimates comics and have X-Men Evolution. The first season did. Have them hiding, and the public will slowly know about them. And the only people who knows about the mutants is the government." I mean, I think that's a good idea, honestly. Misa said, right now should be a renaissance for studios, and I feel like MCU missed out. Yeah, I agree. Executive Judge said Wolverine is in Deadpool 3. Yes, he's in Deadpool 3, but there was something else. There's something else Wolverine, not Hugh Jackman's Wolverine, but I think the MCU proper 616 Wolverine is supposed to be showing up in something. I've got to find that. I'm going to find it and I'm going to tell you guys. Gray said Phase 6, Phase 5 is a multiversal saga. Okay, yes, that's what it was. It was Phase 6 that they were supposed to be showing fully showing up. Hungry Almighty said, nah, the X-Men deserve an entire saga that ends with Avengers versus X-Men. Man, that would be so dope. Ashera said, why was Killmonger not wearing his Panther suit or Vecta outfit? Why dress because you know why he was in all white. Also, my comment about the Black Panther 2 lazy writing was all the scripts for BP1, Iron Man, and Doctor Strange 2. Just crammed together, is what you're saying. Sir Yuri G said She-Hulk had hints of Wolverine already in the MCU, if I remember correctly. Yes, you are remembering correctly. When she was reading, she was on like social media or something. It wasn't a newspaper. She was on some social media or something, but there was a side article that said, man fights in bar with metal claws or something like that. So they had hinted at that already. So you were definitely right. Raymond 2000 said the dead people wear all white in that realm. Oh, that's true too. Then we've got AJ the Flannel God said, I feel like Ryan just wanted to put Michael B. Jordan in this movie. That's what he did. That's all he wanted to do. Oh, Vegeta from Dragon Ball. You said Vegeta. Why did I not read that as Vegeta? Not Again 90 said, I don't mind an entire X-Men saga / phase as long as we still get other characters to pop up like Avengers, Eternals, Thunderbolts, etc. Yeah. Raymond 2000 said, what could be the new DCEU's version of Infinity Saga Infinite Crisis? Well, we know Gunn definitely wants to do Infinite Crisis for sure. But like I said, Zaslav just said they're not going to do any multiversal stuff at the moment. Now, is Infinite Crisis off the table? Hell no. They're still going to do Infinite Crisis. But what could DC's version? I don't know. I mean, it would have to be Infinite. If it have to be Infinite, it would have to be. It would have to be Crisis. It would have to be. That's the only thing that's close to it. Raymond 2000 said, Elliot said, what do you think about John Boyega and Woman King? What do you think about John Boyega and Woman King? Any potential? I'm not sure. You know, I have not. Don't hang me. I still have not seen Woman King yet. But I think Boyega is a great actor, and I also think that Boyega was treated extremely terribly by Lucasfilm. Not just that. With everything that they had planned for him, you take what you had of Boyega as Finn in Episode 7, then to get him in a coma the entire Episode 8, and then to come out and then have no ramifications and mean nothing to the story that they had already built up for Episode 9, then for the Chinese poster to shrink him down to Ant-Man size in their poster. Boyega deserves respect on his name for sure. And I fuck with Boyega hard after 2020 and how he was in the streets for BLM and in the streets for just for our community. Boyega deserves respect, and I think that he'd be a great addition to the MCU. Who you can make him? Again, there's plenty of black characters out there that he could take that role and turn it into something new for sure. AJ the Flannel God said, who do you think is the best candidate for live action Miles Morales? I thought about that so many times. I've said whoever it is, I want them to be Hispanic and black so that you can play on that representation factor that Miles really is, his mother being Hispanic, his father being black. Who I would want, I don't know. I know when the stuff was coming out about Jaden Smith, I wasn't against Jaden Smith being him. Like, fully against it. I don't want it, but I'm not against it. But who? I don't know, man. That one's tough. I don't know.
I've seen Caleb. If I'm not saying Caleb's last name right, Caleb McLaughlin. I've seen that name thrown out there. Maybe. I don't know. On that one. Let's see. Ashra said, "Why did they waste the Wakandan cadets? And I would have to see blood and water with the killer whales eating Wakandans." It didn't make sense when the Wakandans took the battle to water, and that's Namor's. Another thing that didn't make sense, before the movie came out, Ryan Coogler said Namor is just as strong as Thor and the Hulk, and when he's by water, he's stronger than the Hulk. He was by water during their fight with Shuri. Like, so when you say by water, does he have to literally be inches away from it? Because he was by water when he's fighting Shuri, and he wasn't Hulk level strength there. We've got Shirley Miles that said, when the X-Men first movie came out, Angela Bassett should have played Storm. Angela Bassett reminded me of Storm from the 1980s X-Men cartoon. Yeah. 97, bro. Raymond said, Woman King did what Wakanda Forever could not. Shows great representation on all fronts. I've heard nothing but good things about it, besides the stuff that people were saying, the stuff people were saying. Hungry Almighty said, I heard the topic from another YouTuber, but DC should embrace recasting. Let's say Affleck only wants to do 3 Batmans and 3 Joker movies, and after that, Affleck says he doesn't want to do it anymore. Yeah, then you recast. Pookie Wood said, hey Darius, I'm a Marvel guy. What's the deal with Mr. Fantastic? Where is the good spot to learn about him? I will always say, anytime you start with the X-Men, or the X-Men, Fantastic Four, I always say start with the issue that T'Challa first showed up in, and that is this one here. That is that I have on my desk here, the first issue that Black Panther showed up in. But also anything with Hickman, I think Hickman does a very good job of fleshing out Reed. I am a huge Reed fan of the Time Runs Out saga, leading into Secret Wars. I think Reed is brilliant in that, and I think that just Hickman's take on Reed, because Hickman puts Reed sometimes in such a gray area, and I love when Reed is in that gray area. So I would say anything from the first issue that T'Challa shows up in, or anything with Hickman. Hungry Almighty said, anymore, do they recast or write the characters out? Recast, always. Not again, 90 said, much respect, Boyega, though IDK if he would want to deal with Disney. Oh, I doubt it, bro. I doubt it. Boyega, he was extremely shit on by Disney. Planet Poppy said, Miles Brown. I have to look that one up. Officially MG said Miles Brown from Blackish should be. Is he the light-skinned little boy? Is he the light-skinned little boy? I think that's who y'all are talking about. Let me see. I think he's the light-skinned kid. That is the light-skinned kid. Yeah, I put him in one of our videos when we were talking about Miles Morales and who could possibly play him. Yeah. That's the little kid. I didn't know his name. His face kept popping up, but I didn't know his name. I put, when we talked about Miles Morales and we talked about them, who could possibly play him. You said Mr. Terrific. I'll get to you, Pookie Wood. Hold on. Damn, I'm sorry. So when we were talking about Miles, who could possibly play him, I did put Miles Brown at the end of that video as a potential person to put in to play that role. The name slipped, but the face was there. Yes, I think Miles Brown would be good. Pookie Wood said, well, officially MG. Well, no, I saw that one. Hungry Almighty said, if you ever watched Cobra Kai, yes, the actor. Yes, that was the other. Thank you, Hungry Almighty. That was the other actor that I put in. I forget his name too, but that's the other actor I had put in there that could potentially be a good Miles. Raymond said maybe Darkseid War, but that seems like just copying Marvel and having Darkseid. Yeah, I mean, but I mean, but the two are just so similar, and even in comics, and anything Marvel and DC do, it's similar. Like the conversation's always going to be, well, one's copying the other, or one's doing this, or one's doing that. Well, Marvel did Infinity, so now DC has to do Crisis. Like, I mean, they're all going to be the same though, in similar in ways. Pookie Wood said it should be the kid from Runaways. I'd have to look who he is. Ant-Man 991 said, I think Miles Brown from Blackish. Yep, everybody's saying that one. Simon MC said, hell no, Jaden Smith. I'm against it 100%. Like you said, Afro-Latina dude, yes. Who looks the part and speaks the language. I agree. Let's see. Ashra said, what was the reason for the comics with Shuri's griot from form behind you? Which one are you talking about? That is going to be... Well, no, this is on my... That's a collection of comics. So in that, if that's the one you're talking about, Ashura, that one behind me, it's a collection of several different BP comics just slammed into one book. Happy Sad Central said, E-Man recently did a BP2 review with views from the 616, and it felt like they sabotaged him on Recast T'Challa. Is views from the 616, is that no, that's Black People. That's not the one we were just talking about. I forget who views from the 616 is. Pookie Wood said, Mr. Terrific. Pookie, I'm going to send you some shit in the Discord from Mr. Terrific. Hungry Almighty said, J-Rob, I kind of agree. I don't mind Miles Morales as long as they don't try to replace Peter Parker and kill him off just for the sake of representation. I agree. Miss Makiba said, what's the kid's name from This Is Us that plays middle school Randall? Oh. I know you're talking about. Hold on. Let me get his name. Let's see. Yeah, you said it. You said it in there, didn't you? Yeah, you said Lonnie. That's the one. I think he'd be decent too, honestly. Let me see. Yeah, he wouldn't be bad. He's played in some other stuff too. I've seen him in. He wouldn't be bad. Let's see. Sir Yuri G said, my choice for Miles Morales was the kid from Cobra Kai. I liked him too. Let's see. Ashura said, I still don't get why they changed Namor's backstory other from checking boxes where Atlanteans are only blue outside the water but deep under their human Mayans. That kills Namor's uniqueness. Yeah, that's something I kept. That when people were asking me, well, how was Namor? I tell everybody, well, it ain't his backstory. Namor was cool. There were still things about Namor I liked, but that wasn't Namor's backstory at all. Dan the Man said, hell nah to all of them. Dallas Young from Cobra Kai as Miles Morales. That's the kid. Yeah, Dallas Young is his name. J. Rob said The Rock should play Miles Morales. Not Again 90 said The Rock is just The Rock in any character he plays. Planet Poppy said for all. Yes. Is that wait? Yes, that's for. Yes, Views from the 616 is for all nerds. That's why. Okay, I couldn't remember. Yeah, that's them. Raymond 2000 said, I'm unfamiliar with Mr. Terrific, but everybody's excited. I'm excited. Yeah, Mr. Terrific is dope, man. I mean, well, I want to sit here and say he's like Mr. Terrific. Mr. Terrific's cool. He's cool. He is cool. Elliot R said Ryan Coogler crushed a lot of dreams and closed a lot of doors. Yes, he did. Raymond 2000 said, or the older high school age is Niles Fitch. I saw that one on there too. Ashra said, comic companies don't care if they rip each other as long as no one starts suing. There's been plenty of rip-off success or not from DC or Marvel. That is true. That's what I was saying there. D Stizzle said Nate and Ryan equals franchise killers. Yep. Hungry Almighty said I saw this thing from My Time to Shine Hello saying that WB wants Tom Cruise to play Hal Jordan. And the fact that Tom Cruise already has experience as a pilot as a pilot character in Top Gun. If My Time to Shine Hello said it, I wouldn't take it with a grain of salt. I would take it as almost fact. Name a time when My Time to Shine Hello has really been wrong. Raymond 2000 said you also have... let me see. I've never pronounced the name correctly, and I don't want to butcher that shit. Let me see. Hold on. Yes, I can never pronounce her name, though. Like, I can pronounce her last name, but I can never pronounce, like, her name like that. And she's beautiful, though. Where am I at? D. Stizzle said, not that CW version. Yeah, not that CW version. Raymond 2000 said, Tom Cruise as Hal Jordan is perfect casting. I agree. Yara. Yes, okay. But how do you... Her last name is... Where's that comment at from you? Where did that comment go? Oh, there it is. Yara, is it Shadid? Am I saying her last name correctly? Miss Keepa said Disney had Niles in the second Bourne series. Hungry Almighty said when Wonder Woman 3 comes, I hope they give her the classic revealing costume instead of the skirt outfit. Isn't Patty Jenkins still doing that? Shai Hadi. Yara Shai Hadi. Okay, I'm probably still saying it wrong. Yeah. Y'all are going to have to do call-ins and be like, Darius, you're the worst. Justin said, I'm late to this, but yet killing all Queen Ramonda was the second dumbest thing they did. I walked out, bro. I literally collected my belongings and I said, I'm out. Raymond 2000 said, who is the kid from When They See Us? Which one are you talking about, Raymond? Are you talking about... Hold on. Because that's what I was thinking too. When she said... hold on. Let me see what kid you're talking about. Are you talking about... Look him up. Damn, I'm telling you, I'm not good with names. Astani Black? Because he's the only one that I could see from that group playing Miles. Yeah, Astani Black. Yeah, he's the only one from that group I could see playing Miles. Asher said, miss my comment. Let me see. Let me find it. Oh, I see. I think, again, with y'all's names, should have been White Tiger, since Namor has two different race of actors. Kid Namor was white, where the adult is black. They could have an avenging son if they wanted. Yeah, White Tiger's one that I've been saying too, that I really wouldn't mind them bringing in. Like, again, if we're gonna have the talk of black representation, can we please get some of these black heroes in here though, and on the screen longer than 15 minutes? And I'm not talking 15 minutes in one film. I'm talking about 15 minutes and a total of 4 films like Idris Elba. I would love to see White Tiger brought in, honestly. Ashra said, wait, you walked out of BP2. Yes, sir. So I left as they were trying to resuscitate Ramonda. I was like, I'm good. I'm good on the Black Death. I don't need to watch any more of this. Yeah, I was good. Hungry Almighty said, Nightwing is very underrated. DC should utilize him more, because honestly, with enough exposure, I can see him as that Spider-Man-like character for DC. Nightwing is one of my favorites. I love Dick Grayson. I think his relationship with Starfire is really cool, and I also think that he as a character is really dope. Justin said, I didn't even see the movie, but if I did, I would have left too. I don't blame you, bro. Like, I'll never view it again. Raymond 2000 said, if they're going for comic accuracy, I don't know what you were saying there, Raymond. I think it was you're talking about with Astani Black.
Mesa said Justice Smith from The Get Down or Miles Brown. Oh, I missed The Get Down. The Get Down was not bad, bro. They canceled that shit. Spoiler King said Nadaj Jeter. Did I say that right? If I said that right, pat myself on the back. Has been the voice of Miles. Oh, dude from the game. Yeah. On the Spider-Man games. He would be great live action Miles. Yeah, dude from the game. Justin said, it's sad that I'm not excited for anything BP related in the MCU anymore after the movie. Me either, bro. Like, you can keep all your projects. I'm not interested. Shirley Miles said, I forgot to tell you, I saw Black Panther 2 for free and wanted a refund. I just don't blame you. I don't blame you, Shirley. Like, I wanted a refund. They were trying at our theater. They were passing out posters, and I asked them. So she came over to us. She's like, "Do you guys want a poster?" I said, "Is T'Challa on it? If T'Challa's not on it, no, I don't want your poster." Raymond 2000 said, I was talking about with Jaden Smith or Jaden Michaels and Miles Brown. Oh, okay. Asherah said Tanakh, who played Black Namor should have played White Tiger. And what did you in the meantime or waiting for the guys? Or what did I do in the meantime waiting for them to get out? So I went to my car, took some shit to my car. Because we were doing interviews before the film, but then I didn't want to continue the interviews after because I was like because we were asking people that were going to see the film, how do you guys feel about the absence of T'Challa in his own film? We were just trying to get regular MCU fans opinions on it, but after what I witnessed, I was like, nah, I don't even want to do that anymore. So I took my shit to the car. I went and peed because I had a really big drink. I went and did that. Contemplated, did I really want to buy a $7 popcorn? I ended up doing that. I went back into the film with 30 minutes left, I think. I showed back up. I showed back up as they were getting ready to go. I showed back up as she was going into the ancestral planes. Let's see. I'm going to go down a little bit. Misa said, I will never forgive Netflix for canceling The Get Down. I'm telling you, man, The Get Down was dope. Hungry Almighty said, I have a friend who watched it and told me he asked the workers if he can have a refund. Justin said, honest to God, you're telling me not one person in the entire cast and crew of this movie looked at this script and said, maybe we shouldn't do this? Like, it really bad, bro. It baffles me too. But honestly, if you go watch Martin Freeman's interview that he did prior to the film coming out, it was a little telling. He might have been against not recasting. And if you read what Angela Bassett just recently said, the tone's all there. She's definitely pro recast. And the Not Again 90 said, film theaters nowadays taxing like hell. The food and drinks are too expensive. Bro, a small popcorn is $7. A small popcorn is $7. See, what I do, I have a cup, a large cup, that I've had since Eternals. I'm not even fucking lying. I've had this cup from the theater since Eternals. I take that cup with me for my free refill every single time. So every time we go to the theaters, I don't pay for a drink anymore. Because I'm like, I'm not paying $8 for a drink. That's crazy. I'm not paying $8 for a fountain drink. Then we got Raymond 2000 that said, it baffles me that everybody thought they were filming something fine. Martin Freeman was the only one who said something. Yes, he was. Official EMG said they can cast me as Miles. I'm mixed Afro-Latina. Get in there and do that job, Official EMG. Raymond 2000 said, I bring own drinks and snacks with it. What did I just say? I just said that I bring my own drinks too, bro. Like, I'm not paying for that. AJ Flannel God said, my nephew loved T'Challa and he cried when he saw Wakanda Forever. He didn't know that Chadwick passed. And again, it didn't need to be injected into the film. D. Stizzle said, one of those situations where everything just felt off. Yep. Planet Poppy said, Martin Freeman said that he saw/read multiple scripts. Yeah. Raymond 2000 said, just swing by KFC and Auntie Anne's and stuff it in a bag. Yep. Hungry Almighty said, wait, that works. Bring an old soda cup from the theaters and get free drinks. Yes, sir. I have had my drink, my cup. I don't have it. It's in my room. But my cup, I have had that cup. I wash that cup after every film. I've had that cup since Eternals. Because Eternals, I tell myself, I am not
giving Warren another fucking $8 for a drink, and I just paid $16 for an IMAX ticket. No, ain't happening. So yeah, keep your cups. Misa said, I'm sneaking food and drinks in every time and using their garbage after. Yep. Justin said, and let's all be real here. This wasn't no damn tribute to Chadwick. This was the biggest spit in the face to him and his entire family. It was completely unnecessary. As I will always say, I know you haven't seen the film, Justin, and I don't encourage you to watch it. Again, I'm not trying to discourage anyone from watching it, but if you're going through any type of grief, it's not a film I recommend. Especially that opening scene. That opening scene is disgusting. It's disturbing, and it's a morbidly digitized recollection of Chadwick's actual death. And anybody that says that film is honoring, come see me. J. Rob said, my wife wanted to see BP 2, but my son told her it was a movie about his backup dancers. Raymond 2000 said Nicholas Ashay is another contender for Miles. He's Justice Smith's boyfriend and is in Queen Sugar. Black Cecil said, back in the day we used to sneak in extra large pizzas in 40 ounces. Damn. Misa said, especially if I'm with kids, nobody better ask for anything. We got candy in the bag. Exactly. We got candy in the bag. Not again 90 said, it was grief cash grab. Yes, it was. Plain and simple. We all knew it from the time Kevin announced no recast. Exactly. Stamina MC was answering Ashura. Miss Makiba said, I haven't seen young Micah in a couple seasons. So she's talking to Raymond. Ashura said, I hate how since BP1, every comic book character mostly is inaccurate. Yes, bro. Raymond 2000 said, my mother sneaks in chicken and biscuits. Corey said, correction, it drops to 73% Monday, only made 11 million. Spoiler King said, you catch the recast in the movie. Shuri said she wasn't trying to save the Black Panther, she was trying to save her brother. Like, Ryan, bro, that's what we all want. Ryan didn't want that shit, though. Raymond 2000 said, Wakanda itself has been written poorly, especially in the MCU. In the MCU, again, the whole advertisement for Wakanda Forever was we were supposed to learn new things about Wakanda. I learned nothing other than that Wakanda has been strictly weakened in the MCU. This is the last one I'm going to do, guys. And the only reason I'm saying this is the last one, because I would love to sit here and go on and on with you guys. I really would. Unfortunately, I do have to work tomorrow. I don't want to. And I will be back live. Myself and the rest of my co-hosts will be back live with you guys tomorrow. But I'll read Hungry Almighty's one. He said, you know what's sad? Me and another friend are the only ones in our friend group that really care about these superheroes. I have friends who come watch the movies just cuz. Everyone else is gonna watch. That's true. AJ Flannel God said, how do you feel about people using TJ or sexism as a counter argument for recast T'Challa? I think it's a very lazy argument. I think it's lazy, and it shows that you don't know anything about this franchise. You don't know anything about this character. You didn't do any deep diving before you even dove into having a conversation with someone who is pro-recast. Anti-recasters see hashtag recast T'Challa, and they only see it at face value. They only see it at 2018 with Chadwick's portrayal of T'Challa. They don't see it for what it really is. They don't see it for not being misogynistic. They don't see it for not calling for an immediate recast or any of the other things that it's clearly laid out to be. They only see it at face value, and it's pretty annoying. I appreciate all you guys being here. This was, again, another great stream. You guys always make these streams amazing. It was nothing but fun. It's pure fun every single time I get on here. I honestly can't wait to get back in here with you guys tomorrow. So remember, we are back live tomorrow, and we are also going to be live on Thursday and Friday. Friday's the big show. So we're gonna Friday we're gonna play some games. So I got some new games I want to play with you guys, and I want to start getting the chat more involved with the games, not just these guys. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. It's been fun. I hope you guys have a good night. It's just me. Can I get this shit right if it's just me here? I think I can. I'm sure I can get this right. So, as I always say, I appreciate you guys being here. Appreciate the super chats. Appreciate all the interaction within the chat. We maintained, honestly, like between 60 and 80 people the entire stream. This community's growing, and I appreciate you guys being here growing with me. This is something that my friend, my producer, and I thought about doing in 2020, and never would I have thought. It's always I had the vision of where I wanted to be, but I never would have thought that I would have this type of community and building, making new friendships like I am with you guys. So I really appreciate it. I really do. But like I said, as I always say, like, subscribe, share with your friends, and I promise you guys, we will see you in the next video. I love you guys so much. Thank you. I hope you all have a great fucking night.